Hello, and welcome to a Shadowfell Symphony. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I am Liz, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those who are new to Dungeons and Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, what their deepest secrets are, and what dice to roll. They will be mostly rolling. I don't have one to show you.
Oh.
Indeed. Come on, Chris. Yay.
Big ones.
One of those things.
Ooh, big ones.
Small, shiny ones.
Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. They will be mostly rolling a 20-sided die to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely the outcome will be in the roller's favour. 20 is good. Rebecca is all about those 20s, as you'll probably find out. I think we need a tracker. We definitely need a tracker. But
from
one
the
is...
last time we did this, people have requested on the wiki a D20, how many times someone rolls a nat 20 tracker.
Amazing.
And a highest damage tracker.
Well. Gonna leave some crazy
from
bills,
last week will go in.
But yeah, 20 is good. 1 is bad, but I like natural ones. I think they're fun. But I would say that I'm a DM. And whilst this lot play their characters, everything else is played by me. So diva ghosts, creepy things in basements and portals to unknown places, that sort of thing. And between me describing the world and the story, the players describing what they want to do and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, unpredictable, either or, we will tell our tale. I'm going to ask everyone to introduce themselves, their pronouns, their character pronouns, and how your character is feeling after last episode. So my name's Liz. I use she, her, they, them, and I will be DMing for this evening. I'm going to start with Sam. Sam, please, could you tell us things?
I didn't have time to access my thesaurus. Hello, I'm Sam,
okay.
and I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Reginald Pegginald. That's not it. I'm playing Reggie Peggy, the also he, him bearing something or other creature that we might work out something about one day. Who knows? And how's Reggie feeling? Reggie is feeling funktastic.
Yes.
Funktastic.
Yes.
Marvellous. It's always good to be funktastic, I find.
Yeah, especially in a world that hasn't quite discovered funk yet.
Totes. I mean, there's totally time.
I'm so rarely funktastic. You're right. It's something we should all strive for a bit more. No.
How is one funktastic? Do you have like a certain walk, or do you walk to a certain beat? Is that sort of...
I was about to say, you probably shouldn't ask that on a stream before 9 p.m. But
and on
that note, yes.
Yes, and on that note, Chris, could you tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your character, and how they are doing right now in this moment?
I'm just saying it's always after 9 p.m. somewhere. Hi, I'm Chris. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Hunk, who also uses they, them pronouns. Hunk approaches most of life with a kind of casual, calm, happy-go-lucky, let's see where this leads us kind of vibe. And this is much the same, except there were ghosts, and that's something that Hunk is not okay with. Not like they're bad, just like they're spooky. Unlike any other kind of undead, it's just incorporeal undead that he really struggles with, that they really struggle with, much as they would struggle to say the word incorporeal. So,
well, we will look forward to that word being used a lot by Hunk. Hopefully, this episode. Thank you, Chris. Rebecca, please tell us things. Hi.
More things.
Yes.
I'm Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Harmony, who also does the same. She uses she, her pronouns. Harmony's a very happy little tiefling at the moment because she's with her friends and she's on an adventure and she's on a magical mechanical unicorn beating the shit out of a bad thing with her shiny, shiny sword.
A sentence we all thought you would be saying today. Yes.
Happy Harmony.
Oh,
although
good.
soon she's going to realize that she used most of her magical energy, aka spell slots.
And you're going to wish you had a keytar then, aren't you?
And she's going to have to get out her tuning pipes and really go.
Oh no. It's a bad day when you have to get out your tuning pipes. Thank you, Rebecca. And with that, we'll move over to John.
Hello, everybody. I'm John. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Heimlich, who also uses he, him pronouns. Heimlich is feeling He's just jumped through a portal to God knows where. Probably a bit stressed, and he's aware that he's with these beautiful musicians, but they're not quite harmonizing. Yes, harmony needs to get the tuning pipes out. So he's a little stressed, but he's happy to be with these great musicians from their youth. Just like these crazy kids who've got the band back together.
Are we younger? Hang on, are we younger? Are we all younger than you in game?
Not
How old is Heimlich?
old.
Heimlich's in his late 30s.
Oh, I thought you were old. Okay.
No.
Okay, let's just break that down, Rebecca.
No, I legit thought Heimlich was like
Wait a
60s. I did not realize.
Okay. All right.
Just the way I play him.
So thank you for that, John, and ancient 30-year-old Heimlich.
I know. Oh dear.
Oh, we're so old right now.
Ali, please tell us things about you and Taseli and how Taseli's doing right now.
Hi, my name is Ali, and I use he, him pronouns. And I'm feeling a little bit sad because I had an accident.
Oh.
So, audience, my sincere apologies. I will try to fix it in the course of this streaming. On the other hand, Taseli, who also uses he, him pronouns, is feeling excited to meet again with his friends. However, I think he had the chills when they crossed the portal.
Well, I'm sorry, were those chills multiplying?
I mean, yes.
Lovely.
And they were enlarging. Let's say.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you, everybody. So, yes, the stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a 5 to 10 to 15 minute break somewhere near the middle. We don't know when that's going to fall because it's all improvised. So, yes, that will happen. We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. With Hero Forge, you can make custom minis right in your web browser. They come with every sort of accessory, creature type, and costume. They're all available to choose from, and they always keep expanding their list of stuff too. There's like some crazy new stuff that's recently coming out.
They've just announced what they're doing this year.
Are we allowed to announce what they're doing this year?
It was 2 weeks ago now. Because
Okay.
we're recording a bit early, so yeah, they've just announced two people on the same pedestal, so you can have couples or people with familiars if you want to build them in, that sort of thing. Kit bashing, so literally full posing around is coming very, very soon as well. Face customizers, so you can change all the different sliders on literally everything. There's
Nice.
2022 is going to be massive, massive. Can't wait.
Well, you heard it here, folks.
I'm going to lose even more
maybe
time making Hero Forge minis.
Yes, it's definitely a waste of time and not a job. That's right, John.
If you would like to waste some time on Hero Forge, please do go to heroforge.com. They've got loads of stuff. It's so much fun. It's not a waste of time. Definitely do it. We are also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They do loads of stuff from character folios to dice bags to little folder things that allow you to put in spell cards if you have the real thing. They make all sorts of things and gaming accessories, such as... Now, I feel like Chris is going to be so happy because I have unboxed
Yes!
Gary the Gazer. And you know what makes that good? It means that you can pretend that it's an actual thing and make it dance in front of the camera and all sorts of things.
Do you
It
not
also
do-
means it lost 90% of its value.
I know, right?
Do you not do occasionally where you have like, oh, hello.
Hello. My name is Gary.
Life. Like
Yes.
bad puppeteering.
I am an only child, so I entertain myself with Gary. It's fine. Moving on. If you are in Twitch chat
About to say
today,
you are married though.
just say something nice. Please leave Chris and their gutter brain in the gutter where it belongs. Say something nice if you are in Twitch chat,
That was actually
preferably.
meant genuinely quite sweetly, but okay if you're saying so.
Okay. And you'll be entered into a random draw to win a gift voucher. I love you, Chris. Ask those mods for more info. You can find out about Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com. We are also sponsored by Elderwood Academy, who are the premium purveyors of bespoke gaming themed gear. They make dice boxes, deck box rolling trays disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes. I actually have one. I'm an only child, so I make my fun with these dice boxes by Elderwood Academy.
You know what else
if
Elder
you-
would do? Ice
What?
catapults
Oh my god.
know.
See?
Are there
An only child's dream.
to shoot dice at your siblings, you see?
Yes. Well,
Oh, the plastic's gone on there.
or yourself, if you're an only child like me.
Can I just check, Liz? Are these
Yes.
available to people who have siblings as well?
They are, but it's more fun if you are not a siblinged person.
I'll get them on the phone and check, John, but I can't make any promises.
Thank you.
If you have siblings, or even if you do not have siblings, you can currently get 10% off your Elderwood purchase with the code roll-together at checkout. Find out more at elderwoodacademy.com. If you have been confused by all the conversation about siblings, ask the mods about what I just said.
They won't know either.
We love the mods. Thank you, Mod mods. We are also supported by D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond are awesome. We use them pretty much every time we play, I think. The only time I've ever seen one person not use D&D Beyond was Tom, and he was using a real-life sheet, which was so old school. It was a very odd deck.
Like a year ago.
I have a good memory.
The whole year.
Is that part of being an only child?
Yes, only children have good memories. No one else does.
In fact, if I recall correctly, that was during
Yes.
Flustered in the Feywild where we
Yes,
had
it
a
was.
go at him because he then couldn't work out how to roll something and went, just use Beyond, you fool. And that was the end of the that's the last time he didn't use a paper.
That's when he tore it up.
Yeah, he
What
tried.
I'm saying is you bullied someone into using D&D Beyond.
I mean, what's new?
If you too would
You hear
like to
that,
bully
chat?
someone,
Use Beyond, or we'll be round your house.
And bully your friends into it.
yes,
Or siblings.
or siblings, if you are. Yes. And if you don't bully yourself into using D&D Beyond, because it describes your spells and does your dice rolls for you, makes it so easy. It tells you what conditions are, even helps you with death saving throws if it comes around to it. So yeah, do check it out. We are also supported by Level Up Dice. There is a link in our chat for the Table Shakers range. Chris is reaching for something. The
Massive
Table
dice.
Shakers range. Yes. They are huge. They are noisy. Percussion brought to you by Chris. We are also supported by two lovely D&D video games, Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. Both are very cool. I have both installed. Idle Champions also available on stuff like Steam, I believe, so you can even do it on PC, as well as an app on your mobile device. You will see some codes at the bottom of the screen that begin with exclamation marks. You can type these into Twitch chat for download links and ask those beautiful mods for more help if you need it. For Idle Champions, there is a code you can directly enter into the game below, or type exclamation point code into Twitch chat for a Electrum chest.
Yes.
Electrum chest. Whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep, type in WoW Gems into Twitch chat for a link for free gems. We are Roll Together RPG on all socials. There will be links in chat. Do like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat to help us make the shows from just £1 or $1, whichever your local currency is, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our shows are all available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcasting app. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we're open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think that one has been missed. And now, let us go to the intro for our bardically wonderfully natural 20 episode of a Shadowfell Symphony. And we are back. So, what happened last time? I'll tell you because I've got it sort of written down here. We began on a midnight morning, in the city of Waterdeep, and it was blanketed by a never-ending darkness coming from, of all places, the Zulper Concert Hall. And we were introduced to a set of 5 bardy bards. We started with Hunk and Harmony, who had just walked out of the Cathedral of Mystra, in Waterdeep. We then moved over to the one and only Tesselli, who was staying in a very unique bar, by day called the Fancy Furbolg, and by night the Leather Bear. Last we saw Reggie and Heimlich in Heimlich's house. Now, I don't know about you, dear viewers, but I picked up a smidge of tension, and I don't know about the rest of you playing. But you are both trying to put your genius minds together and work out how to put a stop to the dark column of energy that was emitting from the concert hall.
Are we still talking about the tension? Just checking.
I mean, are we?
Are we?
One by one, these bards found themselves following music that only they could hear. No one else in the city could hear it, but found themselves on the same street near the Zulper Concert Hall, and there was a cute little reunion. The Godcatcher statue at this
Not
point...
naked. It's not naked, Liz.
You
No,
heard
it
it
is
here.
now. It's canonically naked now. That's the thing.
Canonically naked within the Roll Together Waterdeep universe, the completely naked statue, the Godcatcher, completely disappeared along with all of its clothing. You don't know where.
Liz, can I check?
Yes.
That means that because its bum famously rests on the street level, does it also teabag street level? I'm just...
I will leave that to everyone's imagination.
Good.
I guess if it's at a certain angle, who knows what could happen. So,
Do people rub them for good? Never mind.
I mean,
Exceptionally shiny. You could brush your teeth in the reflection.
and I hope we don't get any fan art. That is all I'm going to say. You got to the concert hall and chatted with ghosts. The ghosts were Alice and Ducky. Ducky was putting on a production of The Dream. And he told you that he'd lost his Feywild backdrop. It wasn't there. His cast was entirely zombies. I wasn't sure to call it Much Ado About Zombies. I wasn't sure. But in the basement of the concert hall, you found this creepy, lonely figure. And you found 2 large, snaily, anglerfish, dragony creatures, which seemed to have resistance to magic in their shells. It seemed to be coming from them. As the lonely figure was ripped to shreds by Harmony, one of the 4 inactive portals became visible and became active. It's good luck because the zombies had begun to fall through the hole that you'd created getting down the stairs. One by one, you each looked into the portal. To Sally, you had a beautiful front flip that no one saw because you were last. But as we finished, you found yourselves in an overgrown greenhouse. The portal had vanished. Harmony and Heimlich, you each needed to make a constitution save, which you both succeeded on, but everyone else seemed unaffected by this travel that had happened.
Spoilers much, Liz? Just saying.
What?
Nothing. I don't understand what you're talking
Okay. We will start. And right now, the soil is beneath your feet, and you hear the sound of the sea that's all around you. You also hear creaking, though the source of that is not visible to you. One thing that you notice straight off the bat is it is humid here. You're standing in this vast hot house, a massive greenhouse. The ceiling is about 80 foot above you, and through the cracked and broken glass, you can make out the moon in a starless sky. It is warm here, and you notice scattered through the foliage small geysers, or geysers if you live in America. Geysers just sounds like a bunch of men, just, all right, mate, all right. But these geysers are in the earth, which perpetually release wispy trails of steam.
I only go off once a day, it's fine.
You're in the center of this hothouse, and it is huge, probably sort of 300 foot from one end to the other and from one side to the other side. Though it's hard to tell specifically through the trees and the flowers and the shrubs that are all around you. You are roughly in the center of this space. There's a leafy canopy overhead, scraggly vines draped between the trees. You can't see a door from where you are. It is so overgrown. But yeah, you've just come through this portal, having fought the strange, creepy stuff in the basement. Is there anything you would like to do?
Well, wasn't that fun? As the Sally put his wings underneath his cape and approaches to the horse. Unicorn.
Oh yes, Harmony, did you cross through the portal on the unicorn? I'm sure you must have had to.
I guess.
Let's
Let's
just
go
leave
with
it behind.
Let's assume I did.
Sure.
Harmony, the spell might be running out soon, so I suggest.
That's all right. I'm feeling a little queasy. Standing on solid ground sounds like a good plan. You don't look sick. Was that not horrible for you guys? You folks?
What happened?
It was not nice. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's something. What happened?
I don't know. It emotionally felt like, I don't know, going on a fairground ride with a hag, just like wrong.
Oh.
I would personally have said that's a bucket list item for myself, but
I would like to cast detect whatever it is I can detect. Divine sense, please, to see if I can good, evil, celestial, fiend, undead.
Sure. So you take a little moment to steady yourself after coming through this portal. You take a step off Swifty, who I'm guessing to Sally reverts to normal size, back to an egg, 3-foot egg, which kind of rocks up to Sally's ankles. And Harmony, you take this moment. It's not pinging anything to you right now. Other than, perhaps, there's a certain Reggie Pedgie who's very close to you, who may be just pinging up on that little radar of undead. Just a little bit, just a smidge.
You looking at me?
Talking to me?
Are you a little bit undead?
Reggie, are you a ghost? Please don't be a ghost.
Have you ever considered taking up lessons in the guitar?
No. But
perhaps you should.
Heimlich has the spooky vibes, and like spooky vibes, fine, but you have the sort of rotting spooky vibes.
Well, when you get to my age, these things begin to happen.
How old are you?
I'm older than the trees.
Oh, it's quite old. Okay.
Insight check.
Pretty old, yeah.
I don't have very good wisdom, so this is not going to be very impressive. Oh, but I do have expertise. That is a 17 plus 7, so 24.
Reggie, you decide to do that what you wish. Yeah, you decide how to respond to that, knowing that that all happened. Are you being deceptive?
Presumably you're older than some
Reggie doesn't
trees.
smell, but
Reggie doesn't smell, but
as you look at him, just you notice his skin is particularly translucent at the moment.
Like more translucent than it was before?
It wasn't particularly translucent before. Or at least you may not have noticed.
We're getting a nice skull shape pressing through.
A little. Just a little.
okay, Reggie, this is real important. Like, I'm fine if you're a zombie or a vampire or a ghoul or anything else, but if you're a ghost, you have to tell me, because I am not okay with ghosts. Just give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yes, Reggie. I think life has been hard. Apparently, I look 30 years older than I actually am. But it is true. I am fucking knackered. I look terrible. But you look like you... What is happening?
Hang on, wait a second. I'm like, how old are you?
You guys, you knew me at school. Like, there's some crazy shit going on here, yeah?
Yeah, but what's like a human life expectancy? Because I don't know.
Well, if you are... I mean... It's a very interesting question to ask when you're living in a fancy medieval world. I don't know what the average life expectancy is on Faerun.
I mean, amongst adventurers, like 120, but like amongst the common folk, like 30?
What about bad adventurers?
Magical dysentery's a thing.
Hunk, I can assure you I am not a ghost. And
All right, okay.
Reggie will just reach out a hand to just prove to you that he's all there.
The hand stretches out to you as the moonlight goes down onto it. And you know, like really thin phyllo pastry? It's that kind of vibe, like a spring roll that's been fried for just a bit too long so you can see through it. That hand reaches out to you.
I'll go in for a hearty handshake.
As you reach out, his hand reaches out towards yours, and you notice that it's far less firm than you would have anticipated, but there's something physical there, albeit quite brittle and dusty.
Dusty. Okay. Well, you're definitely not a ghost, so that's fine by me then.
Is Hank perceptibly shook up by that handshake?
No, not at all.
Okay, cool.
So I'm really glad you're not a ghost. That's lovely. However, you definitely are something.
I am indeed.
Specifically Shadowfell-y. And given we're now wandering around the Shadowfell, details?
Hang on, wait a second. We're in the Shadowfell?
Look, it's shadows and felly.
It's
I would like
almost
to,
like it's in the title, guys.
It's
I
the
think.
name of the...
I mean, I see we're now in a greenhouse, but I assumed there was some kind of teleporting going on. I don't know.
Perhaps you should.
Mistra in my head just sort of emblazoned above our heads like a Shadowfell symphony.
Yeah, it's like the Waterstones logo, you know, at Christmas time, but a Shadowfell symphony.
Taking cues from my environment.
Okay, then I guess we're in the Shadowfell.
Let's squeeze it in at some point.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, Reggie, is your, like, not aliveness part of the Shadowfell?
My not aliveness between you and I is a lot less to do with the Shadowfell and a lot more to do with my boy Maurice. And he reaches out, to which the guitar shifts into existence, and he attempts to start playing a tune.
Okay. Reggie, you do that. As it kind of comes towards you through the little sort of through dimension portal, all of you kind of pick up a very low humming coming from the guitar. But Reggie, you're welcome to make a performance check.
That is a 4 + 8, 12.
12.
Just trying to distract from this uncomfortable situation.
What are you trying to play?
What am I trying to play? That's a question, isn't it?
It is.
So it hasn't been written yet, but I'm trying to play Back in Black by AC/DC.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe that the way it's humming causes anything you play in this particular moment just to sound a little bit off. Maybe the handshake that you had with Hunk, who initially thought that you may have been a ghost, has left your palm a bit sweaty, and you kind of slip between some of the keys, and it just doesn't sound as cool as you wanted it to.
12 isn't bad, is it? That's
It's not good.
For humans, but
You're
as a group
bards.
of bards, we're probably
You're
quite
bards.
Mate,
hypercritical.
look around you. Look around you. It's terrible.
Well, this is became.
Can I just check you are giving away your life and health to do that?
I wouldn't say I'm giving away my life and health to do that, but I'm giving away my life and health to try to do something a little bit better.
Aww.
No, I understand that one. That's fine.
And who is Maurice, who you mentioned?
Well, this is Maurice.
Maurice is...
And I'm going to play my favorite 4 notes, M-A-U-R-I-C and E, on the keto.
Hey.
Yeah.
The tune of Maurice resounds throughout this greenhouse.
Rebecca did
you don't
not
have
like
to roll.
that.
You don't have to roll for this, is what I'm trying to say.
Physically hard.
Yeah.
Let that to the editors.
Leave. Go home.
So, DM, did you say we were in a greenhouse or in front of a greenhouse?
You are
In it.
inside. Yeah, you are inside a
There-
huge greenhouse. If anyone's ever been to Kew Gardens, it's like that big greenhouse there.
So I have a passive investigation of 17.
Oh, nice.
Would I be able to say whether this dwelling is attended? So it looks like someone comes frequently or looks like abandoned?
Good thought. With the passive, it certainly looks like it's overgrown. It looks like no one has tended this in a long time. With that passive investigation, Sally, you are able to see two things as well. The first of which, kind of buried under the soil, bits of parchment, bits of pamphlets, and you kind of move one aside with your foot just out of the soil. And you see that it is from the concert that Heimlich last performed at the Zolper Concert Hall. It's dated about 10 years ago, but it's buried within the soil, and there's a couple scattered around here. In addition, you see sort of 30 foot away from the group as you're scanning around to see if anyone's tended these plants and trees in a long time. Folded in like a 3 foot by 1 foot square is some really heavy fabric. And you see like it looks like someone has watercolored areas of it. And the top half, you kind of recognize the foliage from the Feywild has been drawn and painted onto this fabric.
So I think the Sally tried to dance a little bit to the tune of Reggie, but when it went wrong, Tuseli sort of stepped up, losing his balance. So that's why he found all of this on the floor. So he's like, oh, look at this, and look at this. And put his hand on the watercolors and like, wait a minute. I recognize this, but it doesn't make sense to be together. This is from your concert, isn't it, Emilish?
If I may see, thank you. Yes, this is the music that was played that night. It is, yeah. What is it doing here?
No
it
idea.
Says Heimlich Stratovarius live at the Zolper Concert Hall, and it is dated the correct date when you played.
And these watercolors are depicting the Feywild, which is the backdrop that the lady was looking for.
It was Ducky, the guy in the suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Is it sort of hidden? So is that something that I could just move to look?
It's quite heavy. It's like a stage backdrop, but it doesn't look as overgrown with stuff like everything else is in this place. It looks like it's recently come here. In fact, you can see it's sort of landed on some shrubs that have kind of been flattened by it.
If somebody came to deliver the backdrop and the backdrop is here, do we think there's also a delivery person somewhere around here as well?
Can I look out of the windows for a very large statue?
Okay. You certainly can. It's quite a way to get to the windows, and currently where you are, they're kind of fogged up and muddy.
Push through. I'll just
pushing through the
undergrowth to try and get there to.
Got you. The rest of you watch as Hunk kind of disappears through the foliage, and Hunk, you get to this side and you see nothing. But have you got dark vision?
Minotaur. No.
Oh. Yeah, it looks completely dark, really, from what you can see from this direction. You are unable to see any light.
It's real dark outside.
You can certainly hear the sea a lot stronger here.
I will cast light on my lute. Just lute, my ukulele, just so I can see a little bit and just.
Nice. You kind of jump a little bit because when you light it, your reflection comes up in the glass. But through the glass, your eyes adjust. You see, you appear to be on some sort of island, and you see where the water meets the edge. But indeed, it looks to be the sea. It kind of moves in the way that sea does. You're not on a lake. You can hear the sound of it here. You kind of crane round to the left. You see that there is some light beginning, the beginnings of more earth, more sort of island to the left, but from where you are right now, it's hard to see specifically what anything is.
Is there from where I am, is there a door?
Not where you are right now, no. You appear to be facing the sea.
I'll turn around and make my way back to my friends.
Is the portal still evident?
The portal vanished as soon as you came through.
So there's ocean out that way, and I was looking for the statue that vanished. I thought that might be here too, but can't see it. But yeah, if there's ocean that way, maybe there's like not ocean that way. I'm gonna go to the other side of the greenhouse.
Again, yeah, it takes you some time. Hunk, as you sort of get about 30 foot away from your friends, you realize that you are walking towards a set of 6 mounds. These are the first sort of non-foliage based things that you have seen in this structure. They are covered in moss, but underneath, as you're sort of passing, trying to beeline towards the glass, you see that underneath this moss of these mounds that are about 10 foot high, you see blue and you see red. And they're sort of they're in a sort of formation, a circular formation. You can continue walking, you'd find yourself in the middle of them, and they sort of form this sort of 50-foot, 25-foot radius, 50-foot circumference circle. And there's about 6 of them. Some are red, some are blue.
I found some red and blue things.
Any green?
Oh yeah, loads of it. Like everywhere's green.
You just don't touch anything, Hunk.
All right, I will not touch anything.
Before heading to Hunk, can I just check something? These plants,
Yes.
are they reminiscent of those which would be seen in the perhaps more material plane? Or are they different?
If you've ever been to the lands of Schult, that's C-H-U-L-T, don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but that is usually where the sort of jungle type foliage would occur. And this, it's not your standard sort of forest. This is more a jungle within. It doesn't, I suppose, yes, it would be a material plane jungle, if that makes a difference.
Welcome to the jungle.
Harmony, you find yourself near Hunk, who's kind of, their arms are by their side, they are not touching anything.
Oh, not like I don't touch anything. Just like sort of stood in the middle of this circle without touching anything, just sort of looking around going, hey, see, red and blue.
That is interesting.
I mean, I don't know where we are. So hang on a sec, Harmony, just checking. Did we go to another plane of existence? Is that what we're saying?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever done that before?
Yep.
You have?
Yeah, tons.
Which ones?
I don't remember all the names exactly. When I was real young, okay, this is kind of a long story that we've never talked about because it never seemed relevant. Short answer is yes, and long answer is there's a real good reason for it. You see, Minotaurs aren't always like me. We'll talk about it later.
Well, you can tell me later. That's all right. Heimlich, have you ever been to another plane before?
Oh yeah. I'd been working as an adventurer since the incident. So it goes with the job. I was actually in this really crazy parallel dimension underneath one of the inns in town, and there were these googly eyes everywhere. It was really cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like the kind of thing you'd like to enjoy for like 16 hours.
I think I'd say it was a good amount of time. That would be exactly almost it broke into really nice 4 episodes.
Because that way you got time for like a bathroom break and stuff, you know. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I'd been there. That sounds wonderful.
Let's do it next weekend.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've never been to another plane. Clearly, you folks should all take the lead on this. I don't really know what we're meant to be doing. Just if there's something that needs hitting or making friends with, just shove me in that direction.
Hey, from my
Sally,
experience,
have you been to another plane?
Oh, good question.
Sorry, what was the question?
Have you been to another plane?
Me, yes, actually, yeah. I think last time I saw you talking to Hunk, I was going somewhere and I got lost, and I ended up in the Feywild. And apparently I was lost for a while. I mean, for me, it was more like a long weekend, like when you have holidays and you break together. But yeah, I haven't been in the material plane since I saw you last.
So you've been in the Feywild for 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
And for you, it was like 4 days.
Maybe.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
And if I can tell you something about being in other planes, they can really change you. Teseli sort of moves the cape and shows the wings. So do you remember my bat-like wings? Now I have this. So whatever we do, let's do it quickly, or we will be changed by this place.
See, I was going to say the opposite. Like, they're just other places where things are slightly different, but once you get in the rhythm, it's normally fine.
Yeah, but so Feywild is all chaos and dynamic stuff and emotions all over. Everything is pretty chaotic. But in here, everything feels like static and like stuck, like I cannot feel any emotions around. Like, I don't want to be like this.
It is real dark.
So stupid question, but hey, plane traveling newbie, what are we here to do? We jumped into a portal to escape some zombies. What do we do next?
Well, I would not want to make any assumptions, but on the basis that this is here, and just gesturing towards Heimlich's little flyer, well, I'd say two things. The first of all is that I probably wasn't invited to this plane. The other would be probably to fix Heimlich's mess.
You can do that, and that's what friends are for.
So we're saying that the column of dark energy is all linked back to a concert that Heimlich played that caused some mess like 10 years ago?
It seems so.
No, after you, please, Sally.
It's well known that some events can resonate from one plane to another, so it wouldn't be
well
surprise. And time passes differently in different planes. So
yeah. I'm not. Maybe my tone was wrong. I'm saying cool if that's what it is. Let's go find what it is and deal with it. That sounds too negative. Talk it out.
And I would like to point out, I'm not some dark wizard trying to conjure planes. I had written a beautiful symphony, and then I went to perform it with some of the finest bards. Sorry, Reggie, you're not invited. Some of the finest, not all, absolutely. All of them had a lot more skin than you, it has to be said. But, or at least, you had more then, I think. And then something happened, and possibly it was me, I do not know, but before then, I was the happy-go-lucky guy, you remember? Something.
Yeah, you were...
It's that accent. I was a happy-go-lucky guy.
I think we need to have like a separate campaign to this of Heimlich the early years. But Heimlich is just a happy-go-lucky guy.
Just 20.
I've made the mini. He's so cute.
Did you finish the concert, or was it interrupted by Think?
I cannot remember, and neither can anyone else in the audience. I believe we got through the whole symphony. But this, and I point at the paper, is not the thing I wrote. I know that. I have seen the copies. I know it's not what I wrote. I cannot remember what I wrote. It was beautiful, but this is not it.
Okay. Well, maybe.
It's,
Sorry, Harmony, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's okay, Heimlich. You're sounding a bit defensive. There's no point pointing fingers now. It happened. And I think all of us wish we could have written something so beautiful to be premiered at the concert hall and to be used as a portal to shadowy evil. Well, not necessarily that bit, but to have been able to have the skill to do the composing and have the finest musicians, some of the finest musicians. I don't think anyone here thinks it's your fault. Like, actually, you're intentionally your fault. You're all right. You don't need to
speak for yourself, but
I don't think anyone here who knows and loves you and has your best interests at heart really believes this is your fault.
Thank you, Harmony. You are most aptly named.
I mean, don't mean to be harsh to you, Heimlich, but doesn't matter. Like, the result is what it is. There's problems in Waterdeep, and we want to fix that. And however it happened, but let's deal with the problem, not worry about why it happened. Maybe.
Well, it just matters. No. It matters if we need to fix it together, then we should fix it together rather than four of us all sort of being cross with one person, because that's not a useful way of fixing anything.
I'm not cross with anybody here. You're all really nice people.
Cross is a strong word.
And I think to solve a problem, and not just the symptoms, the cause, we need to find what is the root. We need to, what did happen? Why did that? Has the darkness hung over the concert hall? And then why has it now exploded? There's a series of events, and I am linked to them. And as the four of you heard the music as well, I can only presume there is a link for each of us to this strange place.
Well, in my experience, the best thing to do is find someone and ask them. So let's go do that.
Why don't we ask Heimlich? I wonder whether you know, but you just don't remember. Cecily approaches to Heimlich and is like, do you mind? Put his hands on near your head. Mm-hmm. I will cast Detect Thoughts. Mm-hmm. And in game mechanics, do you mind failing the ways?
No, I'll happily fail.
So I want to see if I can reach into Heimlich.
Like some kind of Vulcan mind meld.
My mind to your mind.
Yeah.
It's fine. Any other Friday.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay.
Reaching into Heimlich, it's fine. Some of us are more experienced in that than others.
It's after 9 p.m. What is Cecily specifically trying to look for? Just any surface thoughts, or what's the beyond element of that?
I guess some sort of final picture of what was going on, or what could be missing. So Cecily is all about emotions, so trying to find the most, like the peak of the emotions in that memory, if possible.
Okay, all right. So you get the surface thoughts, which are all in German. We'll go beyond that. And then you reach further down. Schmetterling! And you go further down and you feel the anticipation and the apprehension almost of going on stage. You feel the then belonging sensation that Heimlich felt when Heimlich was on stage. You start to feel exhilaration, but then that turns slightly from a feeling to sound, and it's the sound that you heard, or it's actually the sound that Heimlich heard. The music with the percussion beat. That's all that's just in the back of Heimlich's mind. Yeah. And then it stops.
Well, that was such an experience. I'm jealous. I haven't felt that in a while. Thank you. Unfortunately, nothing much, but a melody. Not sure if I will try to replicate the melody.
And Heimlich, you would recognize that to be the music that you heard that brought you to the portal.
And finally, again, in technicalities, I also feel if there is any other thoughts rather than our 5. Let me tell you the radius, 30 feet. So is there anything other thoughts in 30 feet radius?
No other thoughts in 30-foot radius. Nothing.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Heimlich, what is your passive perception?
13. Oh no, sorry, that's insight. Passive perception is 19.
Oh, that's a high number. That was quite high.
I took expertise.
So you were all stood in the centre now of these sort of 6 mounds, these 10-foot mounds. And you see that now that you're kind of close and you're having this conversation, perhaps, Heimlich, your eyes kind of focus in on the nearest thing you can see, which is one of these mounds, and you realise that it is a conical shell. Now, these are all conical shells, but they appear empty. They're sort of toppled over on one side, nothing within them. But the thing that catches your eye the most is that in the centre of the spiral, embedded in each of these shells, Heimlich, you see a little stone that has sort of silver markings on it all the way around it, and runes. From this distance, you're still about sort of 25 foot away. You can't make out specifically what they are, but that is what you can tell in this moment.
I will walk over to one and inspect it. Are they on all of them?
Just glancing around, yes, you're able to see these little stones on each of these shells.
My friends, there is on these mounds, they seem to be shells. Do they look like the shells of the things we fought before?
You know what? It was like 5 minutes ago to you. So yes, exactly the same. However, what was once within it is now not there.
These seem a bit familiar, but empty, gladly. But there is some little charm or trinket on them we should probably investigate. And I will go and have a look at the nearest one.
Okay, it's easy to see. So the stone in the center of the spiral you see has lots of tiny, they're like runes, but mixed with like silver keys that are dotted all around the circle of this stone. There's little keyholes, little keys. What languages do you speak, Heimlich?
I Spreckenje, Abyssal, Celestial, Common.
Yeah, there's runes, but you're not sure what the language is. But you do see that they have a sort of mechanical aspect to them. They seem quite edgy. If runes could be edgy, they would be these runes.
Do they look like they're a lock?
Say again, sorry?
Do they look like they're a lock of any variety?
Do you mean like they're a lock to lock something in?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check. Or Arcana, whichever you would prefer, actually.
I'll go investigation for dirty 20.
Okay, nice. These appear to be soldered into the shell.
Uh-huh.
They don't appear to lock anything in. It looks like someone has purposefully put these things on and soldered it in place. It's on like a copper little round mount that's been attached to the shell, and then this rune has been placed on top.
So these things, are they... I don't want to... Okay, so the question is, does these things are like a megaphone in that conical thing? And where is the small part?
I was totally thinking
like this. Or is it like this?
Oh, do you mean like
the size, aren't we?
sticking out of the ground, do you mean? Sorry, I'm a bit lost.
So the megaphone goes like it's like a triangle, right?
Mm-hmm,
So the peak. Or the
peaks at the end. Just the tip. The peak is at the tip.
And is that ground level? So can I...
Yeah, I mean, it varies. It varies on where these things are placed, but you could certainly find one that's at shoulder level, I would say.
Wow.
So this place is a little bit dark, except for the ukulele. And I guess I will make my way to the small part of the cone, and I will blow into it.
Okay, I got you. Okay, all right. So there isn't a hole at the end. You wouldn't be able to do that.
So you're just suckling upon this channel.
I mean, this is normal behaviour for Tisella. You're all used to this malarkey going on.
No, not even surprised.
Yeah.
Is this how he ritually casts detect magic? I can't remember. I remember him sucking on a lot of things at college. This is Is anyone?
It's best just not to ask anymore. Like, I think the Feywild's only added to the mystique.
4 days. He comes back like this.
By the way, is anyone hurt? Should probably ask that earlier.
A little bit, but I'm fine.
I
Sure.
felt better.
All right. I'll start up a prayer of healing. It'll take 10 minutes, so I'll just be noodling away in the background playing a prayer of healing.
Is the area we're in dark, or is it sort of?
I'm gonna.
It's I would say dim light, given that there's a moon ahead of you.
Can I just cast dancing lights while you do that?
Chris is casting
Yes.
a long spell. I'm going to start ritually casting Detect Magic, so I'm also plop down and
Got you.
noodle away.
Sure.
I'll harmonize.
No, no blowing, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, not now.
Are the things encrusted all the same?
I'm going to ask you, please, either an Arcana check or something like Identify. That's probably the best, but Arcana would work.
With my plus 11, that is a 24.
Oh, wow, nice. So, yes, they are all the same. With that high roll, they appear to be a warding runestone, warding against magic.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
that is what you've been able to.
We've been, so Teseli's thinking like, we've been able to cast magic. I wonder if something is broken or someone broke this. And then I look at the others. So this looks to be a warding spell, or the item, so the device to produce a kind of anti-magic field or something, or seal. But we've been able to cast magic, which means something is broken.
Those things earlier, when you did magic at them, weird stuff happened. It might just be that.
And how many blues and how many reds are there?
3 of each. So the top half of the circle is 3 blue, and the bottom half of the circle would be 3 red.
Oh, it's not interlocking? Shame.
So there is 2 long spells casting. There is another one. I'm going to cast Mending, which is 1 minute on one of them. So the objective might not be actually repair it, but cast magic upon it.
Got you. Okay. So you watch as Cecily. Is it a touch spell?
Yeah. So no blowing, so a little bit of rotting this time.
Cecily touches the tip and love this
job.
stream. This game's great. The spell doesn't seem to take effect. Cecily, you do notice as you, I was going to say it again, as you touch the tip once more, there's like a ripple of, just a very faint ripple of energy that sort of emanates from it, but nothing damaging.
How does it feel? Aggressive or friendly?
Neither. It just feels like an effect that has happened as a result of a spell being cast on it, but no damage has occurred to you.
Cell is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wonder if, but I will wait for the others to end their.
Was that you pointing at an egg?
No, this is Imagining Best Friend. What are we talking about? Everyone gets 10 hit points.
Oh, nice.
And
Sorry.
I was going to say, can I quickly adjust my hat?
Of course you can. Just remind me why you're doing this.
I'm doing this out of view of everyone as much as I possibly can to not look like a skeleton.
Understood, yes. Are you sort of being quite obvious with how you're doing this? Or do you want to roll some sort of sleight of hand check?
I'd like to roll some sort of stealth or sleight of hand check, please.
Yes, and that would be against everyone's passive perception.
That's a 19 plus 4, 23.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't think I can beat that, but maybe Swifty.
Oh no. The egg is going to try and
How
communicate to you.
perceptive is the egg?
No,
Ignore this.
14.
Reggie, you adjust your hat, and that's all we need to say about it. Harmony. You've watched as people are milling around these shells, these empty shells, and you take a little glance at one of the runestones, and you recognize the design. There's one very, very similar in the Cathedral of Mystra. It was soldered to the wall. No one knows who put it there, but it's believed to be a warding stone. Ever since it's been there, the cathedral has been protected against necrotic mishaps. It was placed shortly after the accidental resurrection at the Heimlich Requiem Mass, and is rumoured to be a way of sort of warding against that happening again. You've never really thought to inspect it, you just assumed the high priest put it there, but these are of the same design.
Oh. Folks, are any of you good at, like, identifying what a magical object might be?
Nope.
In some minutes, yeah, I can.
Would you mind this rune? There's one at the cathedral, and we all just sort of, when you just sort of walk past something every day and never really think to care. And it's something to do. I sort of thought it was put there as a sort of anti-Heimlich guard.
Every home should have one.
But also possibly that was me being naive, and maybe it's a bad thing.
I've been imagining a very eldritch rune. Are you now telling me that it's basically just the word Heimlich with a big cross through it?
No, picture of his face. Etching of Heimlich's face.
Heimlich, it was your detect magic, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes, these things are certainly magical and still active. They are warding magic, whatever that spell version may be. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Abjuration, I think.
Abjuration, that's the one. Thank you. Abjuration magic, specifically against magic, and you experienced that when you were fighting them. Nothing else in radius for you right now. But that's 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Do we mind if we take 10 minutes and I can do this slowly, or I can do it
I've already
quickly?
taken 10 minutes to do prayer of healing. So.
I'm fine with 10. I'm not going anywhere.
Cool. I'll ritual cast Identify.
So while this is happening, I will ask Swifty to look for an exit. So just go around and look for an exit.
Okay. Awesome. Swifty begins to go out. Could we ask Swifty to make a survival check for me, please?
Oh my god. For a 0.
My brain heard death saving throw. I was like, what?
Goodbye,
Yes.
egg.
It's my unicorn.
16.
16. Okay, cool. Swifty swiftly goes out into the undergrowth, and will return to you shortly, I'm sure. Heimlich, the Identify spell. Can you tell me how Heimlich goes about casting this spell and what it looks like?
Oh, I can. Let me remind myself. So, as you know, he's a spirit bard, so he spends a bit of time talking to dead people from all over the Megaverse. Who picks up some of his funky numbers, and he just spends time like touching and whispering to asking the item questions, asking the spirits around it that you can see questions about it, and and then spending obviously half the time listening to the replies, if not longer.
Mm-hmm. Do you spend any of that time touching the rune itself?
I think for Identify you have to touch it, so I don't think I've got any choice.
That's fine.
Let me just check, though. You must touch throughout the casting of the spell, so yeah, I got my hand on it.
Cool, yeah. So, yes, as you place your hand and as you commune, it begins to feel hot beneath your palm. And as you recoil your palm away, could I please ask you to make a dexterity saving throw?
I'm within however many feet, 10 feet.
But I think, yeah, cool.
You get an
So
extra 5.
Extra 5.
5, nice.
Nice. Thank God for your extra 5. That takes my 11 up to a 16.
Very nice.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to get my dice. 1 second.
Ooh.
Nothing bad happening here.
Nothing major. You suffer 5 points of force damage as the runestone begins to get hot and then explodes in your face as the identify is cast of it. I will give you because you cast identify on it, you're able to get the impression that someone had warded somebody against finding out more about the stone. And as a result of that, caused anyone to tinker with these things to get an explosion in their face. That happens. The rest of you begin to feel the ground beneath you rumbling.
Tell me, was you Hunk?
What?
Did you feel that?
I just
Yes.
assumed it was Hunk.
I'm not that heavy, am I? Am I that heavy? I am.
No, that's not the fart jokes, not fat jokes. Come on, we have class.
A massive minotaur. What?
I'm very delicate with my farts, I'll have you know. Like a little high-pitched whine.
Always in beautiful high C, I believe.
Oh no, the ground is rumbling.
Everything's farting.
That is literally all it is, everybody. It was a fart. That's all it was.
Great, let's move on.
Farts make the
100%.
ground rumble. That's what I
what
want
can
to
I
know.
There's a college for it.
Yes. College of Farts.
College of Wind,
College of
please.
flatulence, please.
You're playing wind instruments. The ground
On
is
the theme of that, the geysers or geysers are beginning. You see the steam beginning to erupt from them more profusely at this point.
Oh, mate, it's been a rough day.
We're going to die. Cecily instinctively jumps to the air.
It was into the air. Cool. Okay. Placement-wise, whereabouts are you now? I'm putting like Harmony near Hunk,
Yeah.
and Reggie's you've kind of gone off to the side, Reggie, with
Just
your hat.
in a bush, adjusting his hat, fiddling with his head.
I said I was next to Heimlich while he's
Yeah.
casting
So I
stuff.
was
I'm probably
Oh,
nearby
got you.
that as well. I wouldn't have wandered away from the group,
Cool. Okay.
unlike
All right.
these other fools.
I have hats to adjust.
in a bush.
I'm going to say Hunk to Selly and Reggie. Hunk to Selly and Reggie. The earth, the trees, and the foliage beneath your feet begins to shift and rumble. And you watch as where Harmony and Heimlich are, the ground beneath their feet specifically begins to rise up with some of the shells. And they begin to rise roughly about 30 foot into the air. Soil and small stones begin to sort of drop down as this sort of chunk of earth begins to rise up into the air. And you see that it's been raised on top of a slick, slimy, green, sagging wide podium. You see 2 heavy scaled eyelids open, followed by a thin membrane, as you see 2 massive orange eyes open at the center of this podium. This toad-like creature, gargantuan, opens its mouth wide, and you see rows and rows of sharp teeth. You see a huge slimy tongue extend as it roars, and as it roars, some of the glass panes in the ceiling begin to kind of shudder where they are. The geezers are going nuts right now, so to speak, even the ones on the dragon's back. I say dragon toad. This is a dragon toad. And I think I'm going to have to ask you to roll initiative.
So Heimlich and Harmony are on its back.
30 foot in the air.
Right.
And the rest of you are watching this.
Yep.
right, the dragon toad.
Next question: how large are its eyes?
How large are its
Big.
eyes?
Yeah, a
Bigger
human's worth
than-
of height.
7 feet.
Sure.
Cool.
Sure.
That's 22.
Nice.
Also 22.
Oh,
11.
fine. Hang on.
I'm using the combat tracker on D&D Beyond, and it fills your initiatives in for me. Rebecca, you will just have to tell me yours if you're rolling with manual dice.
I am, because they're shiny. It was 22, same as Sam's.
22. Thank you.
Likewise, I rolled with shiny Click Clack
Good.
rocks.
I believe
Thank
I'm
you.
16.
That
Going
is
on
correct.
7.
Yes.
Don't look a day older than 14.
Actually, I'm 33. 4.
Wouldn't want to forget.
Ancient, as we discussed earlier.
So it's a really obscure episode of Saturday Night Live sketch where they do that song and then the man singing goes, actually, I'm 33. And it's, that's suddenly really creepy now.
So Harmony and Heimlich, you are 30 foot in the air. I'm going to put about 5 foot between you. You, from your perspective, you just sort of raised up into the air. You're not very sure why. Maybe it's something to do with this greenhouse, but the rest of your group are looking up at you like, let's just have a look. Top of the round, it is the big dragon toad.
Fuck.
Give me 1 second. Let's click on that. There we go. Cool. All right. So you watch as it begins to, its sort of big lashing tongue comes back into its mouth and it begins to inhale. You see these angry eyes looking at you, perhaps as a result of being disturbed due to a slight explosion that may have gone off. It glares at Hunk, Reggie, and Tiseli as it exhales this breath. A cloud of spores comes towards you in a 60-foot cone. Could you each please make a wisdom saving throw for me? Please.
That is 13.
15.
10.
You all fail, I'm afraid.
Ow.
Yeah. Ow. I'm hoping that my players can't see my rolls on here. Although one dice is taking forever. It'll take away the surprise.
They shouldn't be able to, unless you make it to all of us.
It's on self.
I can see them.
So that is 23 points of psychic damage. This kind of broiling kind of spore comes towards you and just hits on your worst fears. It's so much damage almost, like you feel a bit of blood just coming out your ears, like that hurt. You 3 are also considered frightened of the creature. For 1 minute, you can... 23. Huh?
23.
It's gone. Yes, 23. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're frightened of the creature, which means you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while it's in your line of sight, and you can't willingly move closer to it. But you're all within about 10 foot, if that helps you, of where this creature is. That, for now, is the creature's go, and we're going to move over to Harmony.
Hi.
Harmony, what would you like to do? You're on the back of something.
Yeah, I think first things first, seeing 3 of my party suddenly look a little bit wobbly, I'd like to use a bonus action to cast Compelled Duel, see if I can keep it concentrating on me for a little bit.
Got you. Okay, what check is that for the creature?
Wisdom 17.
Wisdom
I'm hoping
17.
the toad isn't massively wise.
It just got a 17.
Come on! Well, then the only thing I have to do is to hit me by hitting it lots.
Silvery Bobs. As Harmony casts
reaction.
it, I will use my reaction to cast Silvery Bobs to give it disadvantage on the roll and give Tiseli advantage on a d20 roll of choice.
Nice. Okay.
I think
I
in the
rolled-
next turn. Oh, within a minute.
Oh,
Cool.
right.
So for as long as you're frightened, enjoy that normal roll.
It rolled on its second roll an 18, so it still succeeds, I'm afraid.
This is a DM that
Appreciate the
learned from the
thought.
last session.
It didn't work last session either. I think maybe I picked a terrible spell. I am
It might work at some point. It's fine.
Great.
make my 2 attacks for my action with my Crystal Rapier.
Nice. And are you attacking the ground? Because that's literally all you can see right now.
Am I not standing on a toad's head?
You're standing on its back, which is basically the earth beneath your feet. It has come out from underneath the earth, risen upwards. So you can certainly attack the ground underneath your feet.
Is the ground underneath my feet a toad?
Potentially. There's certainly a toad underneath there.
I will attack and see if I can get to something amphibian.
Cool. All right. Roll to hit.
1 is a 16 on the dice, and what am I adding? So that's 23 to hit.
23 misses, I'm afraid.
23 misses.
You are on the back of this toad. You're slicing into the earth, definitely. Although you might have to start digging.
Well, I've already used my first attack as an action, so there's nothing I can do except make my second one.
You could move. Why not jump off?
Yeah.
Jump off and stab it on the way down, because you'll definitely hit it.
Because 30 feet is a long way to jump in plate armor.
2d6, you're fine.
But then I'm leaving Heimlich on his own.
He'll be
I'll
fine.
be fine. I'm riding a toad. It's great.
I'm going to roll to see if Harmony is smart enough to think of that. Yeah, okay, Harmony thinks of that.
Oh, nice.
We'll
okay.
do that then. We'll jump off a toad and see if we can stab it on the way down.
Stab it on the way down. Okay, cool. So yeah, Harmony, I'm just going to ask for an athletics check or an acrobatics check, please. I believe you get quite good ones of those.
I'll go for athletics. I think the only character I've ever said that. That is 18 on the dice, so 24.
Amazing. It's like you've done this before. You've jumped off dragon toads loads.
Can I do the thing where like you skid down it and it looks cool?
Totally, yeah. You brace yourself and you kind of skid all the way down and just kind of lightly jump as you slash at the same time.
Great.
Could you roll to hit that second time?
Ooh, that's 19 on the die, so 26.
26 hits, yes. You go through earth a little bit and then you connect to something fleshy on the way down, which kind of slows your fall as you're falling.
Cool. I'm aware I am running out of these at some speed, but I don't care.
Yay!
I'm going to
We scoff at spell slots here.
use my final third level spell slot to smite at third level, which is 5d8, and then my sword does 2d8, so that is 7d8 plus
It's
5.
a song. La, la, la.
I figured I'd just make the maths more interesting by weirdly chanting it, apparently.
That's what they do at schools, kids.
7, so that's 78 plus 5, and then what's my nonsense fighting style thing? Where are they? I have these flourishes. Which one do I want to use? I don't want to.
They're just special. You can do those whenever, can't you? It's not a bonus action like a Bardic
it's just
Inspiration.
reaction.
Bardic Inspiration. I
Amazing.
don't want to slash because there's nothing else I'm fighting. I don't. Pretty sure I just can't push it 5 feet because it's the floor. So let's stick with a defensive flourish again, and I will roll a d6 and add that to my AC because this thing is scary. What did we say? We said 7d8 plus a d6 plus 5. Hey, this is faster. There are fewer crits.
Why
so
am
it's
I
faster.
here?
None of us are supposed to be damage dealers, Sam. We're here for
You're
buffs,
excited for you
debuffs
to
and
spells.
healing. That's what we're here for.
The 78 was 40, plus 5 is 45, and then I roll the d6 separately because that's where my hit points come from. That is a 4, so 49 points of damage, and my AC goes up to 24. That is my turn.
Amazing.
It was quite
Wow.
unsatisfying.
It was cool. You kind of tear down this creature as you descend, and so much goop and grossness comes out, which I won't describe in full, but it's gross. I will tell you that much.
Goop.
So much goop and gross. Just remind me what type of that damage that was. There was like an extra cheeky 4.
It is all blah blah blah. Okay, so the slashing and Bard College one is all. Sorry, so the rapier and Bard College one is all piercing, and then everything else was radiant.
Amazing, yeah. It does as much damage as you would expect at Harmony as you land. I believe you've still got a little touch of movement if you wanted to move away. You end up near its front leggy. It's got its little like turtles. It's kind of got little turtle legs.
If I'll maneuver however much space I have to get in between me and my party. No, hang on. Me in between Toad and the party. There we go.
You're able to kind of like sidle round its front leggy, which is about 15 foot worth of movement. You end up by the side of its base and you see this, it looks like a turtle mixed with a toad. It's got this like big grin, but also like the beak of a turtle as well.
Am I like in front of its face?
10 foot in front of its face, yes. You, Reggie, and Tasseli are sort of right there.
Okay.
Did I take any damage from jumping off its face?
2d6, yes.
You're not scrupulously honest.
I rolled 2 dice and they came to the total of 10.
Wow. I still
Yes.
have temporary hit points from last game. They've gone by now, haven't they?
No, Mantle of Inspiration lasts until they
Still
go.
there? Great.
Yep.
Then I still have a lot of hit points.
Or a long
Fantastic.
rest.
And if that is your go, Harmony, you are
Yes.
casually leaning on the leggy of the creature.
I will just finish it by calling up to Heimlich. Sorry for leaving you. If you come down, I've got you.
It's fine. It's quite fun up here. I don't think it can breathe at me.
Fair. See you at the end.
All the geezers go off. Scheiße!
Reggie, over to you.
Was it Shisa? You're in. Don't mind me.
We don't.
Bush.
I'm glad you're having fun, Sam.
Somebody has to.
Oh.
It's your go, Sam. What would you like to do?
Would the muck on its back count as unsecured?
Sure, there's certainly bits of rubble and rock.
Cool. I'd like to cast Thunderwave on
Ooh.
its. Sort of in the direction of its muck.
Sure. Yes.
That's a Constitution
right.
save.
Okay, cool. Let's have a look and see what happens. I rolled a 17.
Okay, let's just ignore that then. That's absolutely fine. That'll be.
I'm seeing links between Sam and Reggie. They're very, very similar.
That's 4 force damage.
Nice.
On the plus side, how tall is it? 30 feet.
30 foot
Yeah,
to the top of it.
literally nothing. Reggie tries to play a chord, but the guitar's still not working.
It's humming at a really low
That's
hum.
the end of his turn.
Please
Was
tell
that
me
full
you
force
pressed the
damage?
DJ button and it says no.
But that was 4 force damage, right, from the loose bits of rubble that kind of hit it in its little eyes.
That was the intention, but frankly,
Sure.
frankly, I think it's just 4 points of disappointment was what happened there. Reggie's going to try turning it off and on again and see what happens by his next turn.
You can do that as a free action if you wish.
As he turns it back on, it plays like a really uncomfortable boot up noise.
Oh no.
Nice.
Hope someone else can do better than that.
Yes.
I'm just setting the bar of
Leave it to the
expectation.
editors, they'll work something out.
That do psychic damage to the rest of us.
It can if you wish, Rebecca. That's fine by me. If
No.
you'd like to take some. Reggie has a little incident with his guitar. You're used to it happening. It happens a lot. It's fine. While that's going on,
Performance issues.
the geyser geezers are beginning to bubble and bubble over almost. You see on its back, so this will affect Heimlich. It will also affect you on the ground as well. No, excuse me, it won't. It's just its back. Heimlich, could you make a Constitution saving throw for me? One of the geysers near you, the geyser geysers, like a cone of steam just comes your direction.
21.
21. Yes, that's at siege. You take half damage. I'm waiting for the dice to fall. That would have been 33. So that is now 16 points of damage.
Guys, it's not so good up here.
And that would be fire
Sorry,
damage. It's
shit.
technically steam, but it's fire, technically. It's fine. Cool. Hunk, over to you. Quite a lot's happened. Reggie's still booting up the guitar. What would you like to do?
How's everybody doing? Like, do you want me to focus on making you all feel better, or do you want me to like, try and stop it?
I feel great.
Thank you, Harmon.
I could do with a helping hand.
Same here, but focus on the warlock.
All right. I am going to emboldening bond everyone except for Heimlich, because he's not here. So we all have an emboldening bond. Once again, a reminder, add a d4 to basically everything. And you can teleport using your reaction to each other to take damage for something. I'm going to fan out to stop us all being clumped in one space, because breath weapons, fools. And I'm going to... emboldening bond is an action. And I will also turn to Reggie as I go. And Sanctuary's meaningless on breath weapons because it's not targeting him. Intriguing. So I was looking at my bonus actions and thinking. I will give you Bardic Inspiration instead. And once again, you will get a mote of possibility a mote of creativity that floats around you. Again, as you look at it, yours has a kind of sort of shadowy, cool vibe, but also like makes faint plinky plonk piano noises.
Nice.
Bouncing around you.
And every so often, DJ.
Every so often, it will say DJ.
Thank you, Hunk. Is that your go?
Yeah, and I fanned out a little bit to give.
Cool. Are you fanning towards Reggie? It sounds like you were fanning Reggie's direction. Reggie was further right.
I think
if possible, to your left.
I think if possible, what I'll do is run around it a little bit. So I'm still in eye line of everyone else, but like a good 10 feet away from them, so cones become less of an issue.
Got you. You would be by the little leggy on the right-hand side, whereas Harmony's near the left-hand leggy.
Can I see Harmony?
Yes. You can see Harmony.
Then I'm fine.
Cool. Awesome. So thank you, Hunk. We move on over to Heimlich on the creature's back. Soil is beneath your feet. What would you like to do?
So it is not as much fun up here as I thought it was. I think I need to do something about that. I'm gonna pull out my nice white fiddle and start plucking a strange little melody, and then that's gonna start transforming into a song about a monkey who really wants to be human, but that's flip reversed. Ooh, 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 I want to be like you. I'm gonna turn into a giant ape. Polymorph.
Amazing.
Nice.
Excellent.
And what does that look like, Heimlich?
So Heimlich's got very, he's already quite silverbackish in his head. Don't know about his back. I've not considered Heimlich's body hair. That's bad character creation, isn't it?
Oh, I have.
You have. Have you brushed it for me, Reggie?
Oh, well, don't mind me.
But his graying, messy hair is just going to start expanding, and he's going to turn into a gigantic silverback gorilla.
Amazing. Cool. And are you continuing on the back of the creature as a silverback gorilla, or are you hopping?
Yeah, I'm just going to hold on. I'm huge. I presume it's huge. So
yes,
just it's now under a huge creature. I don't know how that works in game mechanics.
It is gargantuan technically.
Okay, so
you are huge. Yeah. Your arm is round a tree. You look perfect. We like it.
Cool.
Yes, Hunk.
Did we just make King Kong versus Godzilla? I'm just checking. I'm just.
Yeah.
Great.
But all to the soundtrack of the Jungle Book.
Right.
Thank you, Heimlich. Lastly, to Selly, what are you doing?
I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
This thing is gargantuan size.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances that there is some metal encrusted on the back of this thing?
There's certainly some metal on the shells that are on the back of the creature. There were some copper round pieces on the back, but they were not in the creature, they were on top.
Okay, so not that one. Teseli, and the second question is, where is my steel defender?
Oh, Swifty was looking for the door. I guess would Swifty know to come back?
I will say so. I mean, it's going to take time, I guess. But
I would say
Or just imagine the image of an egg turning up on the edge of a clearing, watching all of this and going, I'm gone for like 5 minutes, guys.
I'm not paying enough for this. So
I will say to Sally, at the beginning of your next go, Swifty will be close by.
close.
Yeah.
Great. So Teseli is flying. How far am I from Hemlich?
So Heimlich is 30 foot on top of this creature. You are 10 foot away from the creature's face. So whatever the Pythagoras triangle is for that, I think 42.5. I don't know. 42.5 foot, I'm going to say.
So I'm going to fly all the way to Hemlich's hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pose like the lady on King Kong. Oh, thanks for saving me. Cast enlarge on Hemlich.
Amazing.
Is she gargantuan as well now?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Okay.
I don't know
cool,
about the
nice.
size of your greenhouse, but I hope it can fit 2 massive.
You can. It's close. There's about sort of 15 foot between the head of Heimlich and the ceiling. But yes,
That's incredible.
With the rest of.
I'm getting really strong Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers vibes from Sally now.
The only benefit is you get a D4 on your attacks.
you look fucking awesome.
Advantage on strength checks as well now.
Yes. So you want to grapple this thing? Well, but it's up to you. With the rest of my movement, I'm gonna try to get away from the mouth of this thing, and also bardic inspiration. No, sorry, mantle of inspiration. So, myself, Harmony. No, you still have HP, right, Harmony? Or would you attack?
I've lost temp HP, but I'm still almost at full.
Okay, so myself, Harmony, Reggie, and Hunk. Yes.
How many? 8 still, yeah?
8.
Boom, thank you.
And you can now make, as your reaction or whenever your reaction is, you can move without provoking opportunity attacks.
Yes, I'm just gonna get away, like far away.
I need my reaction. I'm good.
It's not that far away.
Are you going up, Ali, or are you going down again?
Can
Which
I
way
go
you going?
up?
Of course you
I
can.
will definitely go up.
Okay, you go up and you're near the head of Heimlich, who's currently a massive gorilla. And I think with that, we'll start the top of the round after the break.
Ooh.
So yeah, see you then. About 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back to the fight scene that we are at the top of the round of. Little recap, Heimlich is now a gargantuan giant ape / gorilla on top of the back of a gargantuan dragon toad. And with that, it is the dragon toad's go. I don't think the dragon toad's too happy about being stood on by something so large. So I think we'll try and make a tongue attack. You heard it right, a tongue attack at Heimlich. Let's see if it hits.
Probably
Its tongue is going over its own.
They're licking eyeballs, right?
Yeah, it's got a very long tongue. It's going to reach on up. That was going to be a natural 20, but it folded over, so instead it's an 18.
Ooh.
I'm a class of 12, so pile on in.
Oh,
Okay.
baby.
A lot of hit points though, so don't
100
worry.
hit points is fine.
Big monkey
So
time.
this huge tongue comes up towards, I guess, your knees. It's kind of dripping with this kind of gross black ooze again. You suffer, it's only 11 points of necrotic damage. No, it's not. Yes, it is. 11 points of necrotic damage. Could you make a strength save for me, please? I don't think you're quite within 10 foot of Harmony, so you're not going to get that bonus.
Sorry, I just stupidly
Okay.
closed giant ape, looking at my pitiful -1.
Plus
With
6.
enlarged, do I get? It's just on strength checks, isn't it? The advantage, not strength saving throws.
Just checks.
Just checks. Cool. That's a 10.
And does not succeed. It pulls you down, sort of towards its face.
Oh God! Oh no!
I'm gonna say the rest of you are not able. You're not within this space as this happens. But this gargantuan ape slams onto the floor. Yeah, you're pulled within.
Advantage on saving throws as well.
Ooh,
Okay, so I
roll
do.
again.
Let's
Roll
try
again.
that. One more time. I mean, that was a natural 4 for a 13. So yeah,
Still not good enough. Yeah, you're
we
still
really
on your
wanted that to
back.
happen, didn't we, Dice?
It pulls you within biting distance, and it does get a bonus attack to bite you, which it will. In total, that is 12, but that just hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh no. So you suffer some piercing damage here, Heimlich the Ape. That's 22 points of piercing.
Okie dokie.
Now, fortunately, you are not large or smaller. You are gargantuan, so you're not grappled. It cannot try to swallow you, which is great. Great for you.
Can we just let it
Sucking on a
start?
leg.
Maybe, yes, it does try. It attempts to eat you, but she's struggling. She's struggling.
Can't merge the two.
Just to check, John. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know. You've got still like over 150 hit points as the ape, yeah?
Yeah, 52. But I probably need to make some concentration checks.
Yes, please. The hits. Oh, they're still here.
11 and 20.
11 and 22. Yeah.
So that's 2. And plus 4.
Don't forget you have a... No, you don't.
Don't forget. No, you don't.
So one was 17 for the 11. For 22, it'll have to be over 11, won't it? Yeah, easy.
Awesome. You're still an ape. This is a good day, and with that, with the ape and the dragon toad and some kind of tonguing competition, we're going to move over to Harmony. Harmony, what would you like to do?
Raising.
This is all to sort of, you're looking at it. You're by the left leggy. You're looking towards this situation. Yeah.
Question: does doing a spell attack count as taking the attack action?
If it's a spell attack, yes. So
No.
I believe, like, if it's like guiding bolt where you roll to hit,
That's the question.
in my mind, do correct me if I'm wrong, that's an attack.
I think there's a really important question here, Rebecca, and that is why.
Fun.
You can't divine smite on spells. It has to be.
has
I
to be
know,
melee.
but I'm running out of spell slots anyway, and I don't know if I want to use. Basically, doing a first level guiding bolt, I think, does more damage than a sword and a first level smite. Does it?
If
No,
it hits,
because
you
my
get
sword
two
has the
chances to
extra
hit.
D8.
No, it doesn't. Your
If my
smite still does
sword-
more.
If my sword didn't have the extra D8, then it would, but it does, so it does. I'm gonna hit it with a sword twice.
Okay.
It's always better.
So
Because it's a D8 plus a D8 per spell level.
And you get to do it twice.
And you get to do it
yes,
twice.
but it's easier to hit with a guiding bolt than it is with my sword, and this thingy has been hard to hit.
You get 2 chances if you hit it.
1 is a 19 on the dice, so
19 hits.
that. Okay, yeah, it was 26, and then 1 is 16 on the dice, so that is 23.
Hits. Roll your damage. Roll your damage.
How many smites shall I dump? This thing is sort of not being nice to my friend, and I do like
Those
Heimlich.
pesky enemies.
I know.
Those creatures.
Let's save a 2nd level spell slot, and let's do 2 1st level smites. So that is 2d8 on each attack, and then 2d8 on each smite. And then let's do 1 sword flourish. So that will be a total in the 2 attacks, 8d8 and a d6 plus 5.
I love how concentrated Rebecca gets when Rebecca's
Paladin
looking at what can we do?
Paladin.
Yes.
I don't
Paladin
get to
maths.
do maths very often in my life, and I quite like it.
Paladin maths.
Paladin maths does whatever a paladin can. That is 8d8 is 47 plus 5 is 52, and then roll the d6. Another 4, so 56 points damage, and my AC is still 24. I think I'm out of bardic inspiration. Let me check.
You slice into like the bit that fine bit of material between the head and the leg of this creature. Yeah, you get some good slashing there. The divine kind of crackles in the skin of this thing, and it smells kind of gross. Not gonna lie. Harmony, are you staying where you are? You are sort of within 5 foot of the creature. You're slicing away.
Am I within 5 feet of any of my party?
Technically Heimlich, yes. Tasselli's also sort of like right by Heimlich. So on this side of the dragon toad, you 3 are there.
I'll take that, because I've just found something that I completely forgot to my character sheet, which is that I have the protection fighting style. So
It's a reaction.
I know, but I have to be within 5 feet of the person I'm doing it for. So I want to check if I'm within 5 feet of people. As I am, I will just stay.
Can we just agree that we love the idea of this gigantic toad, gigantic ape, and there's a paladin going, no! Tell the paladin.
Tiny paladin has hit more than the rest of you put together. That's all I'm saying.
I don't roll attack rolls, Rebecca.
Well, then I suggest you shush until you do.
I'm a peace cleric. Literally not 1 attack roll spell. Not 1.
It will. It's going to focus on the thing that's hurt it the most, which is Harmony. So it's using a legendary action here, which I completely forgot the first round, but we'll nosy on past that.
I did wonder.
There's a lot going on. Anyway, so it's going to release these poisonous spores around you, and they kind of come out of the earth itself. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
I can. I have a +8. 19.
19. That just passes.
Good.
It feels like poisonous energy. It almost begins to blister your skin, but perhaps your constitution just forces that out somehow. You actually don't take any damage. You're able to push it all out. Good for you. That's good. Harmony, that's your go ended. That's its
pause.
That's its legendary action done. Reggie, over to you. What's going on, love?
Reggie is still fiddling with Maurice's switch. To no avail. Maurice is just telling her
Did you check the batteries?
flips over Maurice. Opens a little hole. Empty. Classic Maurice. So what he's going to do is shunt Maurice out into wherever Maurice lives, and then reach under his jacket.
Yes.
Where pops out 2 small stagger-like stilettos that are hollowed down the center. And it's gonna launch them towards this creature.
I have a quick question. When you say stilettos, are we talking a weapon or a literal shoe?
Come on.
I was going tuning fork, but I'd rather it was a shoe.
Would not be a shoe with tuning fork heels.
Oh, I want that now. And every step is like a no.
Yes. It just opens his jacket and you see just like lady shoes.
Where did Reggie get these? Find out on the wiki.
It's fair to say that Reggie has had an interesting past.
Haven't we all?
Crazy old.
Reggie will eject these two
Don't
stilettos.
forget you have the
You
inspiration
better get those back
dice.
because it is difficult to get a pair of shoes that big. Anyway.
towards the creature. And we'll also use the sharpshooter feat, which will
Nice.
reduce attack roll by 5 in both cases. So that is that's a 13. And
Use
the
inspiration
next,
dice. Use inspiration dice.
That's
Does extra
a
stuff.
good point. D4, yeah. No, D6. But I can also add a D4 because of silvery barbs.
No, you can add a D4 because of emboldening bond. You can also add a D. What is my inspiration dice? I'm not even sure. You know.
Probably 6.
What level bard are you?
D6. It is a D6. So you can add a D6 and a D4. If you add the D6 inspiration dice, let me know because cool stuff happens.
I'm going to add the D6 there and the D4.
Do it.
So that was a 13. That's a 4 on the D6. That's 17. And on D4, that's a 3. That's 20 for the first.
20 hits?
And do you want me to roll the second before we attack?
That's up to you. What would you like to do?
So I just rolled that was a 19 plus 1, 20. And the emboldening bond, is that persistent or is that one use?
Everything. Literally everything.
And that's then plus
Once
4,
per
so that's
turn.
24. So
Oh, is it
that's
once per
20.
turn?
Oh, that's fine. So that's a 20.
Once
What
per
was
turn.
that? A 20 and a 20, whatever the other one was.
Both of them hit.
Cool. And I used the inspiration. What does that do, Chris?
Can the dragon toe please make a Constitution saving throw?
Ooh, of course they can. I would also like to know where these stilettos are going on the creature.
Oh, I will tell you. Don't you worry.
So the creature in
Eyes.
total, rolled a 9, but it's going to choose to succeed that Constitution saving throw.
Never mind, nothing happens.
That's 18 damage on the first and 5 plus 7 and 17 on the second for a total of maths.
Yes, I just typed them in separately. It's fine. There we go.
Big numbers. And these stilettos are being thrown directly towards the... No, that would require ending to Selly's concentration. Towards its eyes.
Okay.
I was going to go for feet and then we could use enlarge reduce, but let's ignore that.
I kind of spin towards the eyes of this creature and kind of just lodge just right underneath that lid. Just underneath that membrane lid. Yeah, it roars. Not happy about that at all. Thank you, Reggie. That was gorgeous. Yes, anything else?
Reggie would also like to move a little bit closer, preferably more than 15 feet away from anyone else, but within 5 feet of the creature, if possible.
You would absolutely be able to do that. You would kind of move past Hunk slightly, but you're still within range, so you're not going to get an attack of opportunity. You're kind of towards the right-hand side of the creature.
Cool. And to end there, we'll just use a little bit of some bardic inspiration. And I'm gonna
Cheeky.
I'm just gonna thank Hunk.
Oh.
Serenade Hunk.
Let's hear it.
By taking out this tuning fork. Tuning stiletto.
How many shoes do you have?
I have, and we've now flavored it as such, braces of flying stiletto shoes.
Hang on. I mean, he's got at least 8.
Yeah.
Full scale.
Thank you, Hunk. You really are the best. Thank you, Hunk. Please can I touch your chest? Hunk, you are the... Thanks, Hunk.
Reggie, that got weird.
Oh, yeah.
Real fast.
I don't know what... okay, move with me.
I mean, if you want to, you're welcome. It's right here.
Perhaps. Then he tilts his hat.
Wouldn't that be a problem with... never mind.
We shan't speak of that.
Polyamorous.
As this joyous song resounds through this greenhouse, the dragon's going to take another legendary action and make another tongue attack on you, Heimlich. Let's see if that hits. Oh, I rolled a natural 20 for 28.
No, you didn't.
Did I not?
And also, it doesn't hit Heimlich. Harmony will teleport in and take the damage. Actually, no, you're a giant monkey. You're not
just
squishy,
a hit point
squishy
pool.
Heimlich.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
Just take it.
It's a hit point,
Sorry.
but also I don't like natural 20s. I will use my Guardian Shield, which
Amazing.
will faintly sort of and cancel out the natural 20.
Cool. You watch as Harmony's like, what? No, it's all right. It's all right. And then Hunk's just like,
Charge.
conjures this shield up. So instead of taking a whopping amount of damage...
It's a normal hit. It's just a normal hit.
Yeah, Heimlich, that's reduced to 11.
Just quickly as well, just use the Sentinel feat to, as a reaction, hits this creature with the guitar.
Yay!
I like to think your guitar, when it comes back, you know when you put a VHS in of a Disney film and you saw them, whoa, and it's like warming up, that sound of Buena Vista warming up, that's the sound it makes.
It gets halfway through and then fizzles out because the batteries have run out. That was a 15 hit.
What chord does it play as it bops the dragon toad?
What's the classic Disney disappointment chord? Let's go for
A minor third.
an augmented fourth?
Yeah, maybe.
That's the satanic one, isn't it?
That's the tritone.
Augmented fifth is the satanic one.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
It's-
have to get...
It's all of them at once. Look at that layering.
that was a 15 to hit. That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Unsurprisingly. the
But you
guitar
tried.
strikes with such force, it just shunts off into its own plane.
It kind of bounces off and disappears into the foliage. Cool. What were we doing? That was the thing there. I believe we are over to yes. So it is now the layers go. Let's see. We did that last time. The layers go. It's taking a layer action.
Lurction.
Lure. All of y'all in front. So that's going to be within a 20-foot cube. That's going to be Harmony, Heimlich, Hunk, Reggie, you're by the side, and Sally, you're up in the air.
It's spread out. Spread out.
I thought you were by the little leggy near the front.
Spread out. I mean, it's your call. We're not using minis, but not spread out.
Okay, if you wish to be spread out, you'd probably still end up in the cube.
Fine.
Because you'd still be within anyway.
Totally fair. Yep.
Because you'd still
we
be
all-
within DM's discretion.
Yeah. Hunk, Harmony, Heimlich, could I get a con save from you all, please? What is-
Heimlich, you're within 5 feet of me.
Don't forget to add a D4 Harmony and Sally.
Good.
but Sally, you're not rolling.
I might
Oh,
need
sorry.
that.
Heimlich doesn't get it, I'm afraid, but Harmony does get it.
Sorry,
I get a 4.
I'm not within 10 feet of Harmony because there's the whole ape between us.
18.
18
17.
just succeeds.
21.
17 does not. 21 does. So those of you who failed, that is Heimlich, I think, was the only person who got lower than 18. That's poison damage coming your way as these toxic spores kind of bustle around you and get trapped in your fur. I keep rolling 11s for you. That's 11 points of poison damage.
The multiples of 11 are very pleasing for the other. Making
Welcome.
it much easier.
You take
and
OCD damage?
the rest of you are fine, but you are poisoned, Heimlich. You've taken the damage and you're poisoned. The rest of you are fine. You succeeded on that save. That is the lair action done.
Sorry, that
Yeah.
was in character, but I really
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
And we move on over to Hunk. Hunk, your go. You're kind of by a leggy, kind of merging with the rest of the group.
Okay, I'm going to move slightly further around so I'm not merging with the rest of the group anymore.
Okay.
Just a bit more. Just out of the way. I'll be out of Harmony's aura, but that's fine. I'm just sort of stepping closer to Reggie, further away from the ape, damsel in distress, awesome paladin trifecta.
Yep.
Right. I don't want to waste healing magic on the ape. It's pointless. Okay, I will do this. It is fun. I will start playing just a gentle tune on the ukulele and drawing various fey and draconic magics together as I cast Nathair's Mischief.
Ooh.
Which is great fun. So I have to roll a d4. Right. Okay. drops of molasses hover in a 20-foot cube around the dragon. It's huge, like it's gargantuan, and it's like 20 foot tall. Cool. The cube is just inside it, so it's got molasses. It's got molasses around its mouth. It's tasty.
Nice.
Technically, it's in difficult terrain.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is.
Difficult terrain is in it.
Kind of.
It's got diabetes.
It's got diabetes. I gave it diabetes. So I am concentrating on this, and hopefully next round there'll be a more useful effect.
Amazing.
I'll also give Bardic Inspiration once more to Reggie, since it seems to actually have an effect on making him effective. So I will again give some more, and again, more of these sort of plinky plonk piano key shadow notes just start floating around your head.
Oh, thank you, Hank. If that is your go, you're staying where you are. Yes.
No, I moved slightly further around to the.
Yeah, that's fine. You're near Reggie, fiddling still with his guitar and finding it in the bush.
Sorry, who's fiddling with my guitar? You Hunk.
This is a group exercise.
I want nothing to do with your guitar. You see your guitar to yourself.
Heimlich, over to you. You're not prone. You are just on the floor near this creature. What would you like to do?
So I'm not prone.
You're not prone. You're not grappled. You are just.
How far away is the window where Hunk had said there was the ocean?
From your position right now, about 50 foot.
50 foot? Mm-hmm. That sounds good. I am going to grapple, because that'll at least be a flat roll rather than disadvantage from poison on attacks. The gigantic demon toad Godzilla.
Sure.
Just gonna. Has it got anything grabbable on it?
Like pretty much everything. There's bits of vines coming off it. Yeah.
It's just so grabbable.
You could just grab it by the molasses.
You can grab by the tongue if you wanted.
I mean, the molasses will be very sticky. That'll help.
Yeah.
Definitely
You can do it with
grab the
advantage
tongue,
if you like.
That's been causing me some problems. Just shove a big AP hand in it and attempt to grapple it. Let's go.
It's a contested strength, isn't it?
Yes, athletics, I
You
think.
could use acrobatics, Dragon Toad, if you really wanted to.
I could. It rolled a 12
In total?
in total, but it might
Brilliant.
just.
I rolled a 7 on the dice, but I get a +9, so.
Yay!
Yay!
It's gonna choose to succeed that saving throw.
It's not a saving throw. It's not a saving
Oh, is it not a saving throw? Oh,
not a saving
amazing.
throw, it's an
In that
ability
case,
check.
no, ignore what I said. No, that's way better. I
That's
prefer
why
this
grapples
outcome.
are so dirty.
Oh, that's amazing. Cool.
Can't choose to
Yeah.
pass. Yeah.
Then in which case, it is considered grappled by Heimlich, the massive gorilla.
And so I have a 40-foot movement speed, so I'll start dragging it 20 foot, because I can only go half when I'm carrying something else, particularly something that big, which will hopefully mean Harmony can run up and hit it as well, not dragging it so far away. Just start dragging it towards the sea. Get in the sea.
Yay!
Amazing.
Look,
so-
can't I just say, frogs can swim. Apes, on the other hand.
Intelligence a 7, mate. I don't know what you're talking about.
So Heimlich
You don't
grabs this.
speak common.
Heimlich grabs this creature. There's like a huge crater in the earth from where it's like wrenched free from. Heimlich, you begin thundering towards the side of the greenhouse. I'm just going to say, could you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please? Because you're walking past some of these snail shells and you will be trampling on them. It's not a lot of damage, but
12.
The snail shell's not all in the on top of it.
there were 3 on top, and the sort of
Oh no, even less, because I've got the dex of a monkey, not me. Sorry. Fail.
Right, okay. I rolled like crap. That is 3 points of force damage. It looks amazing for the rest of you, though. Like, there's explosions going on near the feet of Heimlich as he's dragging this creature. The creature also takes some damage as a result. Yes.
Was it the red ones or the blue ones that were in it?
The blue one's on top, the red ones are on the ground.
Intriguing. Thank you.
So yes, they kind of explode as you wander across. Heimlich, you're sort of 10 foot away from this window. I will allow you as a free action to do something if you wish.
What, like shove it?
I mean, that's up to you.
Chuck
You could
it.
just sing a song if you wanted.
Scream in ape.
Yes.
Use the tongue, start spinning around.
Come on, let's make this epic. Come on your go. What are we doing?
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I've got the hand around the tongue. Just start doing like a hammer throw.
The
Good
trees
form.
smashing as this thing goes around them. Yep.
And then trying to like let go, facing that window where the sea was.
Okay. Should we roll to see how well this goes? Just roll a d20 for me. And maybe add your dex to it.
Dex.
Yeah.
Ape Dex.
Oof. Ape Dex. Dice are not my friends tonight. That's 10 total.
10 total. Okay, all right. You're able to slam it against the glass once, and it kind of splats a little bit, and soil goes everywhere. You then kind of spin around, and it splats against the glass again, and you kind of get a face of Toad, and it goes. And then the third time round, you're able to smash it through the glass as it whizzes off and does that Team Rocket dink in the air as it disappears and spladoosh into the sea. That was beautiful, everybody. You are now out of initiative.
I have dived to the floor and I'm just. This toad just starts flying around overhead, so I'm lying down.
Has anybody seen my batteries?
What's a battery?
A battery is like a little sweet that you give to a guitar. It's like a canopy.
I know much about fancy stuff and technology, but I never heard about that.
I
Okay.
will cast thaumaturgy in the battery slot of Maurice and make it flare a few purple flames and then just jangle out boo 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 boo.
Amazing. That
Can I
definitely happens.
Roll an investigation check to look for the batteries.
Let's go.
Did that not help?
It gave it some energy, but only temporarily, as it kind of dies off again. You go. Perception check or investigation, whichever you prefer.
I'll do perception, then I'm better. That's a nat one.
You know, some of these flowers, Hunk, are just beautiful. You know,
Is
they're
this a
growing in
battery?
such.
We can try.
Start shoving a flower into the battery slot. Sorry,
Flower
Rebecca,
kind
what
of
did
gets more bruised and more crumpled as you kind of force it in.
Sorry, Rebecca, what did you say?
I was just, a flower is a battery if you're a bee.
There's a really good point.
Oh.
Is
Really
Maurice a
profound.
bee?
DM, is Maurice a bee?
I'm going to roll a nature check. Hold on. I literally just rolled a natural 20. I kid you not. Yes, Maurice is a bee. It works.
Oh, Maurice, I have missed you.
And
Good.
again,
Stroke, Maurice.
Maybe
It
son
does
of a
that-
bee.
there's that constant hum with Maurice now at the moment. Oh my God, tell me more. Sam,
Is that a keyboard?
For those listening on the
There's a
podcast-
guitar. I still need
it's
money for a
nice
guitar.
Just a keyboard.
Sam has just given me a keyboard to look at, and now I'm very excited.
That's a MIDI keyboard.
But yeah, Maurice is humming lower than you've ever heard Maurice a note make. I obviously do not have the vocal range to hum this low, but if anyone would like to make a very low hum, please feel free. Yeah, that's happening right now. And it
Maurice, this
goes
is
even lower.
Ooh, this is spine tingling.
Harmony will just add on the tritone, the devil's interval, on top of it, just because, you know, she forgot to do music. She was too busy hitting things with her sword, so she's just going to look at musical too.
Thank you, Hunk. Maurice, it is good to have you back with us again. Maurice just twiddles slightly off that low tone.
Yeah. It's like if you've watched Fantasia, where you actually see the animation of the music and the notes and the fluctuation, like that happens on the actual keys of the guitar. They kind of move in the tone.
I was imagining a clanger.
Folks, I don't know about you. I'm kind of worn out. That whole repeatedly bashing a gargantuan creature, which we were all doing equally. It really does wear a bard out.
What was that?
Nap time.
No. What was the thing? Like what? Why?
You want to make a nature check, Hunk?
I mean, it's hilarious that I could try.
Is Heimlich still monkeying around?
Yeah.
5.
I was going to ask, is Taseli still flying?
Yes. I'm still slowing them.
Trying to catch him. Not hurt him, just pretty up. Yeah, just smashing around.
I rolled a 5. I want to understand why there was suddenly a random toad here, and I don't know.
With a 5, you can see, right? You can see. So there's a crater in the earth, and you notice that the geyser geysers have stopped steaming.
So this thing's from here, but it's not to do with the concert and the music and what we need to do, right?
We just landed on top of it.
Okay, well that happens. All right.
Okay.
Harmony, if you need to have a lie down, then we should have a lie down. Definitely.
Yes, please.
I need to lie down.
Yes.
Sure. I mean,
Brains a girl, give a killing not one but two terrifying entities, essentially single-handed.
yeah. Like you did do most of the damage. Like that is a thing that you did.
I will have you know, Felicity played her part.
Who's Felicity?
A former lover.
Oh, it's fine. I was worried that your stilettos would have gone with the creature, but you've got your braces, so yeah, they're back.
No, it's different. It's different stilettos every time.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they're gone.
Did you call the shoes Felicity?
No, the shoes belong to a lady who went by the name of Felicity.
They were really good. And Heimlich, Harmony will reach up as high as she can, which is not very high, to give you a tiny high five.
I'll scoop you up.
Crush Harmony.
Harmony's not tiny, just in comparison to Giant Ape.
So you did genuinely throw shoes. I thought I might be having a moment there. Okay.
Would you like a pair? And a bit like that dodgy guy who sells watches behind the back of the pub, reveals a collection of ladies' shoes.
I mean, have you got any for hooves? Because that's usually a big ask with shoes.
Once frequented an individual who, much like yourself, was from the Feywild and was of the Hoovy persuasion.
I'm not from the Feywild, man. I'm from a different... I mean, I'm from the material... I'm from a material plane.
Okay, well, while we're sat here, what about these shoes which belong to a sat ear? They're probably slightly too small.
They're a little small, man. I'm sorry, but these are like at least 5 sizes too small for my gigantic hooves.
If the shoe fits.
Hanging over, it's fine.
Hang a hoof over.
You can in these shoes.
Oh.
Sort of the point, they're like open hoofed shoes.
Tell you throw your hat in the ring for them.
Maybe with my tools we can do something and sell you every single tool.
They're diamante with 2 red feathers on one shoe and 2 blue on the other.
I mean, if you can test, that'd be great. These look cool.
Yeah, maybe during the short rest I will just tweak them.
Harmony, do you need to rest for a little time or for like a longer time? Because you look really tired.
I need a proper long sleep. I'm not hurt. I'm just worn out.
Should we try and find like a... I don't have any experience of the Shadowfell. Is like a lodgings or an inn out of the question?
Can I roll for shadow with thing, or is someone from the plane?
I would say a history check for anyone who would think that their character would know anything about the Shadowfell.
I was just going to say Hamlet could just hold up a hand and we could crawl inside.
Well, there's not a giant corpse for Dragon Toad to crawl into.
13.
With molasses.
13.
Breakfast.
You've never heard of like cozy hotels or sleeping places in the Shadowfell. People normally talk about things being quite difficult. But you're from the material plane. Maybe it's different for you.
This warehouse, now that has been trashed,
Yes.
is there any opening in the ceiling that I could hook?
There's a couple of broken glass parts of the ceiling that you'd certainly be able to fly through.
I'll be back.
Tesella, you fly above everybody else. You fly through the roof and enter the cold air. It's much colder outside than it was inside. You see, you are naked. You see that you are on a set of islands surrounded by the sea. Across the water to the north of you is a dark city in the distance, and it's lit by lots of dim sort of purple lights that line the walls around it. They look like lanterns of purple flame. The walls that line the city also stretch out into the sea, the area where you are, but these walls are not lit. You can tell that to get to the city, you must first move on to one of the two adjoining islands to this one. This is a central island that you're on, and there are two islands to the left and right. And from those islands, there are two bridges that stretch out to the city. Is there anything specific that you're looking for in the city? It's quite a way away from you at this point.
Not from the city, but actually from the bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Are they safe?
Cool, yeah, so looking down, just make a perception check for me.
21.
21, okay. So there's a bridge to the right. So you're on the central island. There's a very small waterlogged bridge that leads to the island to the right. And from that island, there's a huge, long stone bridge that leads to the city. Same situation on the left, but the one on the right looks a bit more waterlogged than the other one. The one on the right-hand side seems to lead to a harbour. You see ships in the distance. The one to the left leads to quite a built-up area. The leftmost part of this city seems to hold the largest and grandest monument you've ever seen in your life. It looks like... Say again?
Is it naked?
With a perception check. Perception check. No, the building itself is not naked, but perhaps the things that are holding this building up could be. This building is a large black monument. It is a cathedral-esque in appearance. It looks like a cathedral, but it's held sort of on the fingertips of very large obsidian statues.
Who are?
Potentially naked.
Potentially.
But you'd have to get closer to find out.
We will.
Obviously, I mean, harbor anytime. Teseli just plummets to the floor and in a beautiful way stops, communicate this, and says, I think we should go to the obsidian building, or towards that direction, but I also believe we should take a rest before doing that. We don't know what other creatures we could find on the way.
Well, in which case I got a bit of experience of like this sort of thing. So what we need to do is have like people doing watches and making sure that everyone who rests is all right. Means we'll take a little longer, but also means no one's going to get hurt.
Wait, where are you? Where were you all the time? I'm telling you.
Swifty kind of looks a bit bashful as he kind of like shows up like, I'm sorry. If an egg could look disappointed in itself, that is what Swifty looks like.
I take a piece of newspaper from somewhere.
You beat your egg with some newspaper. Okay.
It's a scrambled egg.
Yeah.
All right, so
Surely the egg's being beaten. Surely that's.
Swifty,
Pony.
he doesn't need to rest, and he cannot be surprised, so he could keep a watch.
Oh, that's even easier then.
That sounds great.
The egg nods.
I'm
So
so glad.
what was that?
Dogs.
I'm real glad that your egg cannot be surprised. That's not a sentence I thought I'd say today.
D&D.
I wish he could
Welcome.
be surprised. I like them surprised. So,
Are you all noticeably like getting out bedrolls and things at this point?
Yeah, Harmony is. She's wiped.
Then I will de-ape because
and
even
Matt
though
is
stuff, I figure that out.
like, I like you that way, but I guess nothing lasts forever. And drop enlarged.
Doesn't it only last for a minute? So I think I'd like scaled down
Okay.
Okay, got you.
depowered just to being merely huge.
Heimlich,
Yeah.
that was fabulous. You looked incredible.
Thank you. That's a little party trick of mine.
You threw
Always
your
useful in a
toes
pinch.
over there. That was really cool.
Did you, perchance, happen to find some latest shoes while you were engaged with the toad?
Ladies' shoes
Mm-hmm.
for a human lady.
I suppose you could.
Other, like, I was quite large, so saying something so small would be quite. If I was not specifically looking for it, quite a challenge. What
Okay.
color were they?
Well, they were a laughable emerald blue. That's not even a color.
D&D.
Emerald
Go,
blue.
baby.
Texture like sun as well, Sam. Is that what they-
Anyway, I'll scar that one down as missing.
Okay. So we all begin to get out your backpacks wherever they were hiding, and you get out your bedrolls and begin to bed down for the night on.
Teseli will also come to Swifty, take his blizzards, give some twigs, and the egg just slowly opens from the top. And a melody start tuning. It would be Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh.
And you can barely
Turn
see that
around.
inside the egg. There is like two figures just surrounding, like a ballerina thing, but there's two figures inside. And that would be Song of Rest.
Oh.
Mute.
Does it
Nice.
do that for 8 hours? Because I like Total Eclipse of the Heart, but after like an hour, I'm probably a bit sick of it.
Turn around.
Turn around and go away.
medley of romantic and lullaby songs.
Okay.
I think
Is it also sorry?
I think Harmony says her like evening prayers, but keeps getting distracted. So it'll be like, "Dear Mistra, today was really quiet. Every
Turn
now and then I get a little
around,
bit lonely, and you're never coming." And anyway, it was really quiet every now and then. Is Harmony's evening prayers for the night?
Amazing. Teseli, does your egg also work like a Roomba? Does it also do floors as well? Does it sort of clean the place up?
That sort of Roomba, not the.
not Roomba.
Well, now it does.
It's an egg rumbling quietly in the background.
So it moves with 4 legs and uses the other 2 to move just one pebble at a time.
Yes. There's this beautiful, perfect line of soil. You can tell where Swifty's been.
So I've been carrying a spirit tail with me this whole time. I've not used it yet, but if we're about to rest, I'm going to give it a go. So I plucked from the Neverwhere a tale of a traveller who's been following me around, just whispering in my ear this whole time, and they've been saying like, "Oh my god!" And I went to Goa, and it was absolutely great. I had a fantastic time. This is because my spirits do travel across the universes. So they have been bored stiff. So I'm finally expunging the spirit and getting some extra temporary hit points and an extra point to my armor class until I pull another spirit tile.
Oh.
Because who knows what's going to happen while we're trying to sleep.
You'll
So-
lose the temp HP when you rest, but you'll keep the extra AC. Because
Yeah.
you keep it till the spell renews.
Yeah. But I just in case something happens, in case this is the dragon toad's mate.
The dragon toad comes back, climbing out of the water.
It's looking for a really angry ape, incapable of finding it. It just
We
slips
don't
back
know
down.
her.
Reggie will just take off his hat and place it on his face while he sleeps.
Nice. Is there anything else anybody would like to do before trying to sleep for the night?
Rebecca, is Harmony out or is Harmony conversant with?
She's conversant. She's snoozy, but she's awake.
Okay.
Snoozy is a verb.
Yes, it's an adjective.
Thanks.
I will come over and
Too snoozy.
I will pop over and sit down next to you. You asked me something earlier, and I said I'd talk to you about it later. Is this a good later, or are you tired?
Both. I always have time for you.
Okay.
Just if I yawn, it's not personal. I'm not bored.
Yeah, I get that.
Unless you're boring, but I don't think you will be. You never are.
No, I have my days. Yeah, it never came up because we never traveled between planes, but yeah, I'm not from where you're from. I'm from a different material plane. I don't really understand how that works. Like, how is there more than one, But when I was young, where I'm from, Minotaurs are like me. They're friendly, they're chatty, they tell stories. But that's not always the case, apparently. And apparently Minotaurs here were not like that for a while. And I met this person who was traveling, like, all over the plains and stuff, and they said, you want to see more of the world? And I was like, yeah, why not? Sounds like fun, I was like, 16? I was young. So I went to lots of different, like, other planes, material planes, just having little things, and then one of them here, I heard this song about a Minotaur cleric who saved all the Minotaurs, and that really struck a chord with me, like, it made sense. So I thought I'd stick around here, and there were going to be loads of Minotaurs that were like, we used to be controlled by a demon or something, and now we're not, and I thought that might be a nice place to bring a little peace and calm and see what's happening. But yeah, that was a long time ago.
How did you end up enrolled in music college in Waterdeep?
Well, I've always been a musician. I've always been a traveler. Like, that's just who I am. I don't think the person who I traveled with was like, you've got the brains. No. Or like, you'll be strong and protect me. No. I think they wanted someone who would pick up stories and tell them. Which is what I've always done, is, walk into one town with a story, leave with another one.
Do you ever want to go home?
I don't even know where home is.
Do you want to find out?
I mean, kinda, but also, like, wherever I go, I find something new, and that's nice. And you find new stories, and that's nice too. Like, when I came here, the story I found out, this Ballad of Keldon, I was like, yeah, this is a thing. This is really something. I could, like, sink my teeth into that, And maybe they'll come back and put that little key in and go, here's the next door. I don't know. Maybe they won't, and that's okay too.
If they do, just send me a note so I won't worry.
I mean, if they do, I'm going to invite you to come with me. That's much more exciting.
That's better. I like that.
Yeah, we make a good team.
It's not bad.
Anyway, that's just a little thing that happened to me one time.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me. And for what it's worth, if someone says to me, Minotaur, I think of someone cuddly and kind and musical and lovely in 2 short shorts.
Are they too short?
No. You know what? We'll have this conversation another day. You do you. You look fantastic. They're not
really
for me.
comfortable. It's really,
I like
really
you know. I like the full gestures, the pile of armor next to her.
Well, yeah,
you know, I like
because
security, but you have the confidence to pull it off. You look fantastic.
I don't think about it that much, but if that's confidence, then I'm okay with that.
I think that's confidence. It's a good one. You have to teach me more of that one.
You don't need me to teach you anything. You are a knight in shining armor who destroys things and makes sure none of us get hurt. That's real big.
It's easy to be confident when you're holding a sword that's literally glowing in the dark and you have a really big shield. It's harder the rest of the time. Yeah, thank you for telling me. You are brilliant. I got your back. If you wanna go plane hopping, or if you wanna stay here,
We'll see.
I've got what you need.
You know, like, I'm still young for Minotaur.
You're very young.
Not like
Very young.
Heimlich.
What was that? What was that?
Not like Heimlich.
No, who is exceptionally old. That is.
Ancient.
Like, sorry, I'll do it in character. Unlike Heimlich, who is clearly like, at death's door. That's really sad. Maybe this is his last travel, but that's okay.
He's got to be at least twice our age, but he's doing really well for it. It's
So
weird. I
spry.
swear we were all at college at the same time and the same age.
Oh,
and
but he was like a
somehow-
mature student or something. Like, he came in way later than we did.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Mm.
I need to sleep. I'm slightly on edge. Will you play me something?
Sure. I will play something that harmonizes with the music box so as not to try and do something different, but it will be a much gentler ukulele version of whatever that is blaring out.
I mean, Steli will notice the playing and just volume down a lot.
Indoor voice.
I'll basically do one of those god-awful Christmas ad covers of a popular song in a really gentle do-do-do-do kind of way.
It's
Yeah.
awful, but also kind of lovely. Yeah.
That's why I hate them but love them. I know what you mean. It's like, oh, I know what that song is. It's, oh, God, Christmas.
It's capitalism, but it's appealing. What have you done?
Correct.
Harmony gently zizzes off.
And with that, you all attempt to have a long rest, but between you notice that since the dragon toad is gone, these warming geysers are now no longer spouting out any heat, and it rapidly gets quite cold in here. All right, mate, it's not fucking warm anymore,
I'm
is
done
it?
now.
Right?
Oh, it's fucking done. Oh, I was having a great time and you fuckers ruined it. I'm off. See ya. Twits.
You can certainly process a short rest. However,
A short rest does nothing, Liz.
as much as you
Swear
try,
you're wrong.
that's as much as you try to sleep, it does not happen. You close your eyes and you actually find yourself getting angry and upset that you cannot sleep.
Reasonable.
Rebecca.
The more you try to sleep, the more angry you get, and it just does not happen. But this isn't just one of you. You have that moment where it's pitch black, you're all trying to fall asleep, and one of you's just like, are you asleep? And between you all realize that it's just not happening. You can take as long as you like during this. You can spend the whole 8 hours trying to sleep if you wish, but you may only process a short rest.
You have created literal hell, Liz, is what you've done.
Shadow for hell. Yes.
Did we roll for Song of Rest?
Yes, I
short rest,
rolled.
D6 on top, isn't it?
Yes, a 6.
Cool. I've used
Maybe
4
there'll
of
be.
those.
There's certainly a city around you, though. Perhaps people are doing something to get some rest.
I just want to say, I laughed at myself when I looked at the shitty spells I chose, when I looked at the rubbish equipment I chose, when I looked at the poor classes I chose. Little did I know that having a few points in Warlock will make all the difference.
Are you saying, woe is me, I'm a Bardlock? Because screw you, that's an awesome multi-class.
It is an awesome multi-class.
Yes.
Unlike us multi-ability score dependent cleric bards, which is a really wise choice. Or the artificer bard. Sorry for them, not the sorcerer bard. He's fine.
Yes.
You can certainly get your bardic inspirations. They come back after a short rest, right?
Mantle of
No,
Inspiration is all I
I'm
need.
back on the short.
Do yours come back on a short?
Yeah, I don't know.
A level, you have Font of Inspiration at 6.
Oh, I don't get that. Yeah, I'm not that level.
Well, I'm feeling decidedly rested.
This is awful. I hate this. Can we go home?
My weary bones would like to agree with you.
Could it happen for any of you to have like a device where we can put stuff in, like, I don't know, like bag of holding?
It's like a bag.
Hold things. You want to hold things in a bag.
If you are looking at storing ladies' shoes, I can't apply.
Sorry, that's not my area.
Unfortunately not, no.
Hang on, I may have something that could be used.
What is it you are wanting to conceal?
The backdrop.
Feywild backdrop, yeah.
In case you need to put on a production of The Dream?
You never know.
DM.
Yes.
Something that hasn't been noticed as well is my massive pole.
Go on. I didn't know it was that type of game, babes, but you know,
It's been that type of game.
I'm listening.
Full stop. No. So Giselle is also carrying like a massive pole,
Uh-huh.
sort of wrapped in some sort of fabric.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Oh, wrapped. I had rubbed, which is worse.
Um,
I mean, wrapped isn't much better, but yes. I mean, it is, but
I will open it.
okay.
How do you open a pole?
Is it a present?
No. So it's wrapped in fabric. It's like that. I can stand
standard.
on a flag, but the flag doesn't. This is not French. Just
Got you.
So this was a gift. I think I will describe it to everyone. So I think this is a gift from a Patreon, let's say, or a benefactor.
Reggie's
Right,
eyes
so-
open at the word patron.
And yeah, no details, but they are from the Feywild. And as I open it, there is some sort of geometrical patterns all around it. But what I'm interested in is to see if anything matches from this art from the Feywild and the art on the backdrop.
Cool. Looking at the two, so yours looks authentic, right? So yours has got this authentic design about it. The backdrop of the Feywild looks like it's been painted by someone who's been asked to paint what the Feywild looks like without having been there. So it looks like someone has thought, oh, what does the Feywild look like? Oh, there's leaves. There'll be weird colours. It's very...
Is there glitter?
Yes, there's glitter, there's rhinestones.
As you stumbled into the failed wild, and I love
Failed
that.
wild. Oh, dear. Well, we may go there soon. I don't know. But
Shitty Feywild. It's a really, really terrible Feywild.
journey to the failed wild. But to Sally, no, it doesn't look right. The painting. You can tell the person has not been there. Who drew it.
I will drop the pole back and sort of, you can see that the Sally loses interest in the backdrop.
I will whisper to the others, I didn't even notice he was carrying a pole because of the fucking egg. It's the first thing I noticed. I didn't even clock the power.
Giselle is one of those people where there's always a surprise, and you don't know where that surprise is going to come from or what it's going to be, but there's always going to be something where you go, oh, I didn't even realize that was there.
It makes life more exciting.
Like wings, eggs, poles.
Knees and toes.
No one even.
At this point, there's just turn around, bright eyes.
And a horrible
you
Christmas
like
ballad cover.
You hear like when a record scratches,
Yeah.
the egg closes.
Got you.
Shall we head towards this city if we are not getting the required rest around here?
Sure.
Maybe there is a way people do sleep here, and in the town they will be able to tell us it.
Yeah, I hate lying here wanting to slowly murder you all more and more. Let's do things.
How many do you want to be?
God.
Do you want to be carried, or are you okay to walk?
No, I'm like healthy in myself. I just have no magic energy left. No, I feel fine other than extremely frustrated. Just I'm a bit useless until I sleep.
I'm trying to think if I have a way of giving you magical energy, and I can't find one, and it's really annoying me.
I still have, you see, like there's an effort. Harmony like takes a breath, forces her shoulders down, and then goes like, I'll be fine. I have my sword, I have my shield, I can still stab things, I can still be so mean to someone that I make them cry. Like, I'll be totally fine. I just don't like feeling underpowered in a scary, strange place. But you don't need to worry. Let's move. I just hate sitting still and not being able to do anything. It makes me antsy.
I mean, this is out of character, but Rebecca, okay. I have something called Harness Divine Power. Can I use that? I use that to give myself an extra spell slot.
Hang on. No, I have seen that on my sheet. I
two.
forgot that one. Yes, I'll do that. Thanks. Ha! Who knew whining also created mechanical effects?
What I will say as well is it doesn't specify, I don't believe in the rules, it does not specify that you have to give that to yourself. So if you wanted to give that to somebody else, you could. And I will say for the purpose of this, if you wish to, you may.
Because you two are so nice to get that.
As a bonus action, you touch your holy symbol after a prayer and regain.
I too would like your spell slots.
You regain one expended spell slot. It's specific about the person.
You regain one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do that. I will hold my holy symbol and just say a little, hi, Mistra, this is horrible. I want to sleep. And then magically feel a bit better and get a second level spell slot back.
Can we all just agree that the joy of you going, hi, Mistra, this is really horrible, and I want to sleep, Mistra goes, cool, kill more things. Like, that's the reaction you had from your god.
Sorry, is that not how prayer works? I thought that's how we do it.
Mistra kind of responds to you in song without words. It's a lovely tune that comes into your mind, but it sounds positive, and sure enough,
kill them all.
Turn around.
Every now and then I kill a few more dragon toads and then they'll all be dead.
I will say that Swifty did manage to find the exit. So if you did want to follow the egg, you may.
Follow the egg.
The Eggy Brick Road.
Oh god. We will
It'll be all
follow
squidgy.
the Yellow Egg Road. Let's do it.
Splosh, splosh. That was my last game. So you you follow Swifty, and Swifty's kind of cleared a path for you as you make your way to the door of this place. You exit and you push the door, and it's like no one has touched this glass door in quite a long while, and all the glass panes kind of fall out as it's pushed open. But you step out, and the fresh sea breeze hits you, much colder outside. You notice out here, it's more prominent outside. Everything has colour, but it's got like a grey filter, like you're on Instagram when you put the black and white filter on. It's the hues of all the colours is dulled. You lot look absolutely fine, but everything else seems a little bit muted in colour. You see now the greenhouse in its full state. It's in ruins. There's rubble and broken stone dotted all around you. You do see the two adjoining islands to this one that Tiseli mentioned to you earlier. One to the left that leads to another bridge that goes towards what looks to be some kind of religious or temple district. The small island to the right-hand side is appearing to go towards quite a gloomy harbour. What would you like to do?
So, Tess, you wanted to go to those clearly naked statues over there? Okay.
All right. So you follow Tiseli, who's walking quite quickly towards the naked statues. Harmony also seems quite keen, but as you continue walking,
Oink.
For comparison, if nothing else.
Hunk, you would be first to spot. There are ghosts here. Although these ghosts are not like the ones that you saw at the concert hall, these are more spectral, more faded. There's quite a number of them, and they appear to resemble nobles. They're paying you no mind. Some actually are dressed like gardeners, and they're snipping non-existent roses by the looks of things. Some of the nobles are wandering around with wine glasses in their hand. You catch sort of snippets of conversation. Like, I really hope we can play lacrosse later. I do love it so. I'm so glad we got to walk through the botanical gardens. Tell me, my love, do you like my face? Do you look upon me and smile? That kind of shite is
those things that nobles say, yes.
Yes.
I too have watched Bridgerton.
With a monocle.
Yes.
Someone somewhere say, I burn for you. Is like that what we're doing? Cool. Hunk will shrink down a little bit. That's sort of like, oh. And be sort of like just in between all of you, just making low keening cow noises.
You're okay. It's all right. They might be nice.
Everywhere.
I will thaumaturgy really silly Casper the Ghosts in my eyes and just be like, they're friendly, they're fine. Look, they're really silly, Hunk. It's going to be all right.
In your eyes?
Well, I can change my eye colour for thaumaturgy. They're just like, God, silly.
Oh, okay.
Are you reassured by this?
Harmony is one of my closest and dearest friends. Regardless of what it is, I'm reassured by it.
If it would help, I could make the spirits go away.
They might be nice, though.
I can make them go away too, but I don't
make
want
them
to
go away
them.
for just yourself.
Oh.
If you will oblige, and
Sure.
I place my hands over Hunk's eyes and
This is what we're doing.
cast
Look,
blindness.
I feel like you could have just achieved that by just keeping your hand over Hunk's eyes, but hey, cast blindness.
Hunk, are you contesting this?
No, of course not. You said you were going to do something nice. So I'm letting you do it.
Hunk, you're now blind for a minute, I believe.
What's going on? What's happening?
As
the
Reggie
ghost take
removes
my
his hands, he just tries to grasp your hands and holds them. Says, "We'll guide you. It'll be okay."
This was your solution?
Can I interest you in some latest shoes?
Reggie,
You feel
I don't
some of
mean
the
this
feathers.
harshly, and I want to be nice, but you need to think about what you do before you do it, man.
Teseli takes out his bell, round it around Swifty, and give it to Hunk, like a dog guy, like a guide dog. take
A guide egg.
A guide egg, yes.
Thanks, Tess.
For the remaining
I'll-
45 seconds.
I hope I didn't overstep.
No. The thought was there, and it's appreciated. Yeah. That's
Now
all I'm
you're
gonna
walking
say.
through things you're terrified of and you know they're there, but you just can't see them. That's so much better.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
That's not better at all.
No, it's not. But it's going to go away again very soon, isn't it, Reggie?
I assure you it is.
You could just drop concentration, you ass.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Reggie feels incredibly ashamed and begins focusing internally on that shame, and Hunk's vision is restored. I'm very sorry.
Reggie, it's the thought that counts, and thank you. Next time, I'm probably going to ask you what you're going to do before you do it, and that is no judgment on your character. That is just so I have some prior warning. That is all that is.
Okay, thank you for your understanding.
Of course.
It was really good thinking outside the box.
I appreciate the thought. Can we now get away from all the ghosts, please?
Yeah, I was going to monologue about, wow, we should be friends with spirits, but I don't think I'm going to anymore.
You continue walking. I'm just gonna say, Hunk, you're still holding the belt with Swifty. You're still walking along.
It's now a comfort belt, definitely.
Yes, yeah. And you reach the next island over a bit of a sort of waterlogged small bridge. This island has on it an old abandoned, what looks like used to be a clock tower. It has 4 sides, but one of the sides is completely missing. You see that's fallen away at some point. At this point, you hear Reggie's guitar become louder. The humming is deeper still and has become quite audible. And I think with that, that is where we might stop for today.
What?
No.
It's a bee.
Buzz, bitches.
Let's have the ghosts gone.
You have moved beyond the ghosts.
Oh,
yes.
thank Christ for that. Good.
Yeah, you've gone over the bridge. The ghosts are now not here.
Cool. I will no longer play Having Panic Attack.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us and being a part of this dark and bardy and shadowy episode that was tonight's show. If you enjoyed tonight, thank you for watching. This is laughing and I don't know why.
And if you didn't, what is wrong with you?
Buzz, motherfuckers!
If you enjoyed Bards, motherfucker, thank you for watching. The next Tuesday show will be Ancient Antics still, I believe. Yes, good. That's every Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK to 10 a.m. Pacific. We will be playing every other Monday.
No, it isn't.
No, is it
6
not?
6 p.m. UK is 10 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, but like 6 p.m. UK, or if you're in the US,
Oh, I see.
10 a.m.
I thought it meant 6 until 10, which, no.
Oh, no. That will be every
1
Tuesday.
minute of content. You just watch it really quickly. The thing is, you're watching it in the Feywild, so
Oh, God.
Sorry, Liz.
It's okay. We will be playing every other Monday, so we will not be on next week. In the in-between weeks when we're not playing, Noir will be DMing Into the Sunset. Amazing campaign, amazing cast. Very excited for it. And the Monday times, as you probably are aware, again, are 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. So we will not be next week. We'll be the week after. Same time on Fridays, we have Talk Together, our chat show where we interview our players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all our shows available everywhere. Just search Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There is a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make the content that we do. Just a quick note about our awesome D20 Club on Patreon. They set up a fandom for us, a fandom wiki, and have also sorted out a fan Discord, which I know quite a few people have been asking about. So that is amazing. Yeah, big thanks again to our sponsors Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idol Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. Don't forget, we are on social media as Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching, have a great week, and we will see you soon. Okay.
buzz.